Ooh, that transition was kind of smooth. DJ Noira at work. Hello everyone, how are you doing? Hello everyone, welcome back to the Deep Blue. I'm Noira, the sea fox who sells escapism and daydreams, and we're back again at the Deep Blue. Thanks for waiting up. How have you guys been? Hi. Smooth indeed. Hell yeah, hell yeah. Thank you for waiting outside the Deep Blue and queuing a tad bit up. Let me just scooch myself a tad bit over. I feel like I'm not like in a good position right now. Let me just, yeah, that looks a bit better. That's better. But yeah, thank you for waiting over at the Deep Blue and waiting for the Deep Blue to open up. How are you guys doing today? For you guys who just got here, I am Noira, the sea fox who sells escapism and daydreams, and we are drinking some whiskey today. So as per usual, as we do to wind down for my supposed end of the weekday, which is every Thursday because that is the last stream of the week. Do get your drinks, guys. Of course, it does not have to be alcoholic. It can be non-alcoholic. It could be milk for all I care. But you know what? Let's get a drink together, shall we? Let's get a drink together. And as you guys do that, let me actually greet y'all who actually got here and waited outside the Deep Blue. I say Mythos, what's up, and Vivian on YouTube side, and Potato Muncher, and Ninja, and I don't know how to say your name, Zwa? I don't know how to say your name. Jackson the Madman, and Kyle, Decatonics, Temere, Wapper, and Ivan, and Peter, and Cheese, and Ryan, and I see, who else do I see with my little eyes? Tanuki, thank you for the lurk, and Charles, and I see Puck, and who else is that? Emerald Dash, hi, and Fahan, Artaz, Captain Thomas, all the creator, Joaquin. Oh, there's a lot of you guys today. Sazuya, good morning to you. Nami, Unknown6080, and Slothwell. There is a lot of you being quite early today, not gonna lie. Big Sack as well. And who else am I? Mark C and Nick C. Oh, two people with C's for their last name. Hi guys, hi. It's good to be back here, and as always, I always appreciate you guys lining up at the Deep Blue and like coming over here. And today is gonna be just like a chillax sort of day, full of yaps and drinking. I'm from the YouTube side. We've been watching for a while. Ah, okay. Do you prefer YouTube or Twitch, Emerald Dash? And hello, Thomas. I might be obsessed with this sea fox because I dreamt a whole story about Noira last night. Yo, can you share it? I'm all about fanfiction, not gonna lie. Do you guys know that I'm actually making lore for the Deep Blue, to be fair? So it's getting there. It's finishing up, and when it's done, I'm actually gonna post it on my site, and it looks so bloody amazing right now. I can't wait to fucking share it with you guys, and it's so fucking wholesome, and I think it really encapsulates the vibes here we have at the Deep Blue. And like, funnily enough, you know, the Deep Blue has been around for a while, like for like 2 weeks or so. 2 weeks? Did I say 2 fucking weeks? I meant to say like 2 years. It's been around for like quite a while, right? Like maybe 2 years or so. And there has been like a few progressions and not changes, but like growth at the Deep Blue. Like suddenly we have a shrine. Suddenly we're supposedly, allegedly a cult. We have like these story developments. So I've made sure to put that all into the lore, you know. So the lore that we're going to have is really just an accumulation of things that have happened at the Deep Blue thus far. So I'm very excited to share that with you guys. And it's perfect. I think it's perfect for us. You know, what's your opinion on waffles as breakfast nachos? Ooh, they're just breakfast items. They don't have to be breakfast nachos. What are you talking about? 2 weeks have passed since 2025. Oh my fucking god, yes. Can you believe that January 2025 is almost over? And I'm still fucking up over the fact that, no, I see something that's like ending in 2025. I'm like, no, that's still like a long while. And I gotta like double take every time I'm checking the expiry date of an item. I'm like, oh shit, it's actually expired, fuck, you know. I still gotta do that, but yet January is already ending, and y'all's with New Year resolutions, or you guys with the who wrote on the 2025 wall, how are we doing, huh? How are we doing? Story goes, Noira, as a marine scientist and her cyber-looking city got under tsunami, but because she made a deal with the god, she saved everyone, hence everyone becoming tidling and she becoming a sea fox. That sounds straight out of World of Warcraft. I know that the Nagas have a similar story to that. Like, they used to be elves, like night elves, but then they made a pact with a demon or something like that, and then now they're like Nagas and stuff in the Black Rock depths and shit. Yeah, I used to be a Warcraft lore nerd, not gonna lie. Yeah, we're gonna have spring soon, so I can't believe it. No, we're not a cult. But also, you guys are my only cult. But we're not a cult. Kami is spreading slander, I'm telling you, okay? There were cults of the previous lives, but to me, y'alls are my only supposed thing that could almost become a cult, okay? So, come on, don't feel jealous about my ex-cults. What are you talking about? Survive tsunami and as a water blow, I mean, you know, evolution takes place, I guess, right? You know, when you get dunked into water and get waterboarded by seawater, survivalism says that you should evolve into a blob. Or become a sea fox. I'm the only one who evolved beautifully, apparently. You're my only cult, but we're not a cult. Yeah, we're not a cult, guys. But, you know, if we were to be a cult, you guys would be my only cult tidlings. 2025 is screwing me over big time. I applied for jobs and I put the wrong year in. Oh, yeah, real. That's so fucking real, man. The only difference in a cult and religion is taxes. That's it. I don't know. I've never looked up what a cult is and like what are the benefits of a cult. I wouldn't do that, guys. You know, I would not do that. Become blob just like that one guy in I Have No Mouth But I Must Scream. Is that like a light novel anime? Is that what it is? How much whiskey do you go through in a week? I'm about to actually finish my bottle of whiskey. Since the first time we started doing like these end of week streams where I would just drink every week. So honestly, I don't drink that much. I really only drink with you guys and maybe like over the weekends. So maybe at max I drink like 3 times a week. But my whiskey at home, I drink it like once a week. So, and it's usually like 1 or 2 glasses. So it's really not that much. I drink in moderation, guys. I'm a wise sea fox, okay? I've lived my years long enough to know that moderation is key and hangover is a bitch. So I know how to pace myself. It's not light novel, it's a sci-fi book. Ah, it sounds like a light novel title. Noira is my only religion? That's crazy. That's crazy. So we don't worship the sea fox. Okay, dump all the gold and gems into the volcano. No. Give me the gold and gems. What the fuck are you talking about? But we're not a cult. Okay, we're not a cult. What you guys put on the shrine, in the shrine, that's up to you guys. You guys do it voluntarily. But you guys technically don't know what happens to it or what it's for. I'm just saying we're not a cult and we don't know who that shrine is for. But, you know, put shit there. Put whiskey, put dark beer, put 2D house bandos, okay? Yeah, put it right there. Do you guys know, did you guys see my tweet today? By the way, drink? Yeah? Cheers. Cheers, titlings. Oh, it's so nice. Okay. Whiskey on Thursdays is always nice with you guys. Come by. I love it. But the thing is, like, if I drink too quick, I get very sleepy and I stop yapping. HR representative for our rights? Why do you need a HR representative? You're at work. Cheers with your water bottle. Yes, please don't drink at work. Tell your boss I said hello, Zach. Did you guys see my tweets today? So I've been scrolling Instagram much more often than I do Twitter nowadays because, like, I'm talking about my personal Instagram. I don't use like my VTubing Instagram that much because I figured, like, I realized that I could make the choice of disengaging from VTuber Twitter and like the whole VTuber verse. Not that it's bad or anything, but like, come on, you guys gotta agree with this fact, right? When you're within a VTuber Twitter sphere, the VTubing culture and lifestyle is just so online that it almost feels like some dystopian reality. Does that make sense? It's so online that a lot of things said is just so unreal but real at the same time. It's like sometimes you can't believe the shit that people are saying, you know? I feel like that's how it is with a lot of like online communities and VTubing included. And this lighting model, that's fucking hot. Wait, are you taking a jab at me from yesterday? I'm sorry. You just reminded me of that guy. Oh my god. Wait, was Ryan there? Sorry. But yeah, so recently I've taken the decision to actually indulge myself more with my personal Twitter so that I can kind of see what my friends are up to and stuff like that. And it's been quite refreshing and nice to kind of be back in the world of real people and not everyone who's just very online. Except one thing. Suddenly my algorithm is just filled with like very like topless men, like with 6 packs, like very chiseled bodies and looking, you know, good, but they're like very thirst trappy, okay? They could be like gyrating, or they could like have some water spilled on them and stuff like that. That sort of shit. So I was like, okay, you know, what the fuck is going on with my algorithm? I know I like my guys, you know, I know I like my men, and I appreciate men with nice body and looking good, but I like it in a tasteful manner. Like, I don't like it just purely tits out and getting wet sort of thing. I mean the men getting wet, okay? It's too much. Or I don't like them being in like a, you know, innuendo-ish sort of, you get what I mean. I like it when they dress well, you know, or I like it when they kind of are looking kind of ha hee hee playful sort of shit and they're doing funny shit. I don't like it when they're thirst trapping. Like, have you seen that one baker who does like the most thirst trappy shit? Like, they fucking slap the dough and then like kind of finger it. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? I hate that. I hate that. Oh, welcome guys. Sorry. I was talking about my Instagram feed. My Instagram feed has been like very weird lately. I think it's because I've been checking out guys, which is obviously what I do a lot. But Instagram suddenly decided that I really want to see topless guys in compromising positions and, you know, suggestive with suggestive actions and movements. Yes, sure. Thank you for the follow and welcome to the Deep Blue. It's weird men having big boobs. It's weird men. I mean, yeah. Like I said on Twitter, all it takes is one like. I made the mistake of liking a lewd cosplayer's pic and suddenly my whole search is full of OnlyFans girls. Yeah, exactly. So I forgot that that Instagram actually does that. So I've just been like bombarded with like topless men. So I've recently just been liking more cats again. Just so I can kind of balance out my Instagram. Wait, do we get like a new subscriber? Why is everyone saying one of us? How come I don't see the new subscriber? Dare? Who is it? Looking for a certain YouTube channel for you. Why? What is a certain YouTube channel? What is a certain YouTube channel you're talking about? Hold on, let me check. Was there something happening in chat? But yeah, that is my story. I have realized that, yeah, there's a lot of topless men. I mean, I appreciate it, but like, I don't like it like it being too in your face. Like, oh my god, that was this one. This is why I think that certain things should just be done with like fictional men and anime men, because I feel like if a 2D man did this instead, it would be quite hot, okay? But because this is like a real person doing it, it's just fucking cringe. Yeah, it's like that. I think that's so fucking hot. Like that shit, okay? Same shit. So there's like this guy in a suit, and he's looking at the mirror, like all questioning and kind of like blue steel sort of face. You know what I mean? And then he slowly loosens his tie and takes off his shirt and unbuttons his shirt. And I'm like, no, fucking stop. I scroll down. I'm like, no, I can't take it. That's so fucking cringe. And the whole time just looking at the camera, like he's trying to fucking, you know, fuck the camera. I can't. What's your favorite cat type? The angry looking chunky ones. That's my favorite type of cat. So I don't think I have a specific breed in mind, but I like chunky, angry cats. They're really cute to me. But yes, enough about my Instagram feed. It's something that I hope to slowly train the algorithm on, that I'd be like, no, that's not what I want, okay? I'd rather see cats than this. Yeah, it's been a while since I was last on Instagram. Instagram's quite nice. Do any of you guys actually use Instagram? Because as much as we like to... Thorin Bradley? Who's that? Scarlett, thank you for the super chat. Super chat, arigato. Who is Thorin? I don't have my phone with me. I can't check. I'm gonna Google it. I don't have my phone with me. Thorin Bradley. Okay. Wait. What? Does he like chop wood? I like that. I like that. See, I like it when people are just like effortless and they look hot. I love that. But if they try too hard to thirst trap, I just fucking hate it. So I love that. Thank you for this recommendation. I shall add this guy onto my Instagram too. Oh, you guys know me so well. See, I have like, you know, there are just, surely you guys agree with me, right? Some things should just be left fictional by fictional people. Some things are okay for real people to do, but some other things should just be left fictional. He's also very knowledgeable about his craft. That is so fucking attractive. You know, on top of like being visually attractive, I think what else is attractive is when someone is passionate and knows a lot about something. Which brings us to our next topic. I was thinking about this today in the car. I was like, I was thinking, I was watching a Ho math video and he was like saying, yeah, for a guy, for a guy, these are like qualities that women like. And I'm like, oh yeah, I was so ready to fucking judge. But then he proceeded to like make these points that were actually quite true. One of it was like having power / influence. It's like, you don't have to be rich, or you don't have to be like a fucking world leader / world dominator. But you need to be able to have influence and make things go your way when you have to or need to. And that's attractive to women. And I'm like, hold the fuck up, that can't be true. But then I thought about it, I'm like, yeah, no, actually that's kind of hot. So I thought that was interesting. But I also wondered, why is it a specifically male thing, I think? Why is it like a masculine thing? Why is it not a thing for like, I don't think you'd expect such things from women as much, right? Which is interesting. And it really just shows how different it is, the culture for like, you know, men or women. Wanted Galaxy, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Deep Blue. Power is hot. I love Village. Yeah, but also, I mean, strong women are fucking hot too. You get what I mean though. But there's like this sense of like hotness that is by default sought to by women for guys, from guys at least. That's what I assume because I can relate. But it's not so much so for guys towards women. Being independent is a good trait in general. Yeah, for sure. Women sometimes don't really care about looks, guys. I've seen my friend getting heartbroken by questionable creatures. Ah, yes. But also, like, I think everyone is an independent individual with preferences. Meaning sometimes people really like looks, like me. But sometimes other people, looks just ain't part of the priority list. So at the end of the day, everyone's like their own individual. You just need to figure out what their preferences are. You can't just assume that, oh, this girl is ready to date someone who doesn't look that good. You can't just assume all women are like that, though. Just like how you can't assume all men are like that, you know? Mal the Goth, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Deep Blue. I think that's something that draws people towards people who is capable of influencing what's around without drawing attention to it. Yeah, that trait in general is just hot. You know what? Talking about it, like, I think regardless of gender, when you see someone with that sort of influence and power, it's just hot. Why? Is it like an evolutionary trait thing for us as humans? Like we just kind of evolved that way to kind of seek someone who's powerful, someone who's influential, because, you know, it's a dog-eat-dog world. Is that what's up? Not all women and men are the same. Yes, no single person is the same, regardless of gender. Everyone is their own, each unique human being with their own set of preferences and their own set of progress in figuring themselves out. That's what we always got to remember, right, guys? Wise words from the Sea Fox today. Nobody likes to show off, but everyone loves marveling at skillful talent. Indeed. Well, I'm an overthinker, so I got plans within plans within plans. Things rarely throw me off. That's good and bad, I think, depending on the situation, because I feel like a lot of things in life are very RNG, so it can go bad. But also, technically, there's nothing wrong with it. A powerful person can provide more than a powerless person. Yeah, I guess maybe at the end of the day, it's just generally better value. Maybe? If you think about it logically, who wouldn't want to hang out with a person who figured their shit out? Yeah. I mean, I guess so. It's just that this person is just fucking cool, right? And that's it. I guess that's the bottom line. That's why many bum guys see success with women, despite being a bum. Wait, which one was that statement too? Despite being a bum. You mean, do you mean like do you mean like the bums have a certain attractive influential traits, or do you mean that those women have certain preferences that kind of steer them towards the bums? Some men peacock really well. Oh yeah, women too. I don't make plans beyond broad goals or immediate concrete steps. I can't plan when I go out for a delivery and have a goat invade my vehicle. However, I do believe that planning is essential in general. Like if you want something to happen or like prevent something from happening, planning is quite quintessential. But also you also need to set your expectations right, that you know, like life is very much a roll of the dice a lot of the time. So sometimes it won't always go your way, and that's okay. But having a plan will kind of still help regardless, right? If you're planning to work out, then you should, if you want to work out, then you should plan towards working out. Then you should, you know, plan your schedule around when you should gym and like make sure you have enough energy to actually gym. You get what I mean? If you want something done, planning is a way to do it. I used to live very free-spiritedly, like happy-go-lucky, like freewheeling, right? And then I think that was just me kind of being in denial that I had to plan things. I actually did have to plan things. I thought that I could just wing everything. That's a lie. I thought I had the biggest confidence that I could wing everything, but like I figured out I couldn't. Plan but set expectations, yeah. Break's almost done. You have a lot of wood to move today. Are you gonna chop wood like that guy, that hot guy? What was his name? Thor? His name was not Thor. Thor and Bradley, close enough. Are you gonna be the Thor and Bradley of the day, Scarling? Let's prepare for stuff like Batman, but if they so go to plan, be Spider-Man and go fuck it, we ball. Exactly. It's all about expectations, right? Because the thing is, I think when we plan for something, we always expect big things. Like when we work hard, we always expect reward. When in real life, that's not how it is now, is it? You could be working hard for 2 years and then, you know, if luck doesn't come your way, but then luck doesn't come your way. But you can keep making chances for yourself. You can increase the frequency of the possibility of luck coming your way or luck hitting right at you. But you can't control it. It is what it is. Nah, no shotting. Chill drinks only. Good vibes and chill drinks, right, guys? Have a good one, Scarling. I like to plan intrinsically, but did learn how to adapt and improvise. Yeah, planning intrinsically is fine if you have like good memory. But like for me, I have like horrible memory. And like when I'm not looking at something, I'll forget about it. So I always like document it somewhere so that I can just offload it and chuck it somewhere and then, you know, leave some. It's like when you end tasks on your task manager and I have limited RAM, you get what I mean? Sometimes I feel like my brain's RAM is taken up so much because I'm trying to remember everything. So I offload some things to some medium like a whiteboard or notes or like Notion or something like that, so that I can free up more space and just forget about it. What brand of whiskey are you drinking? I'm drinking Ao Suntory whiskey. Hi Genji-sama! I'm doing good, how are you? A lot of physical labor and forklift work. Yeah, I reckon, do that hot shit, bro. You too can be Thor and Bradley. You just gotta believe, datebayo. Hey, doing physical labor does good stuff for your body. It keeps you in shape. One of the best chiseled bodies I've ever seen was like this Japanese guy who came to Australia and he worked at a banana farm and he lifted a lot of bananas, like super heavy bananas. And his body was like fucking crazy. He had like 6-pack abs and shit. And I'm like, what do you do for working out? And he's like, I lift bananas. I'm like, that's actually wild. That's crazy. Let me drink some. And let me sit down. I'm working with wood, but I am. Hopefully, could you say banana 3 times? No, I feel like that's a trap. What happens when I say banana 3 times? Am I gonna like summon Bahamut or something? Even when I carry my mom's groceries, that's decent enough. Groceries can be pretty fucking heavy, man. Hard labor is fantastic for mind and body. True, actually. Do you upload thoughts to a wide variety of places and then forget where you put it? I do. Yeah, I do. That's why I always keep like these places visible. So even if I forget about it, I'll eventually still stumble upon it. Like a minion? Will I summon a minion? I don't know, I feel like it's a trap. Every time like chat tells me or asks me a request, I think it's because I've been streaming for so long, or like I've had streaming experiences in the past and I've got like fucking debated so many times. I'm just generally sus of chat requests. And I'm very sus of like mentioning new people's names. I always read through the name first and be like, okay, I've scanned it. It looks fine. Okay, I'll read the first half of it to just be safe, because I've gotten so debated so many times into saying stuff that I did not mean to say. Yeah, chat sus sometimes. That's the general sentiment that you go with when you're a streamer, man. Why Sisters Black Chat? Chat is not to be trusted. Yeah, but you guys are my little titlings. That's why if it's coming from you guys, I trust you guys. Until you guys betray me, then I shall exile you guys to the ends of the earth. So you can go... No more sea fox goddess. No, you can go meet the magma gods. You could go and fall into the volcanic ashes, trenches, and everything like that. Banana 3 times? Okay. I was like thinking, is anything gonna happen if I say banana 3 times? I don't think so. Banana, banana, banana. Nothing happened, right? Guys, have y'all ever met with your online friend outside, but they just can't remember because you stay mysterious online? Yeah, that's why. No, I said it 3 times. What are you talking about? I said it 3 times. No, but it's true. If you're not on social media, I think with your friends, you're easily forgotten. That's also like one of the reasons why I decided to stay on social media, on Instagram more, because that's like the main social media that most of my friends use. Like Facebook isn't a thing anymore. And yeah, I mean, it's nice because you could get like these interactions of like when you post a story, someone might comment about it, like just a little thing, you know, just in passing, and it's chill and everything. But that little interaction, or maybe you commenting on their story or liking their story, or them commenting on liking their story, might end up being one day be like, oh, hey, you want to go hang out for coffee sometime? That kind of stuff, you know. That's why I think, yeah, to a certain extent, it's good to kind of be present in social media if you're trying to keep up, if you're trying to kind of be in the top of mind of your friends. It's a good way to do so in a way. Look behind, there's a minion. There are no minions. What are you talking about? Will 7 aliens of Dandaran to steal everyone's bananas or to steal everyone's balls? What was I yapping about? Hello, Grin. Oh yeah, I was talking about social media, I think. Yeah, I was talking about social media and how, like, the importance of it relatively to kind of still be around on social media. Because small interactions on social media with your friends, like, you don't have to be chronically online on that social media, but like small interactions could lead to genuine interactions, you know, like maybe they'll have a house party and they see who recently commented on their story, and they're like, hey, I have a party, do you want to visit maybe? Because, like, you know, a few people bailed. Maybe you want to join. It's cool if not. And then, you know, something blooms. Okay, maybe a beautiful friendship blooms from that. Social media and how to not go invisible online. Yeah, because I've done that. I think I was like very much inactive on Instagram for like 3 years or so. And I had like a whole phase where I was just totally gone from like social media. And recently, actually, a friend of mine was actually looking for an ex of mine. One of my exes actually disappeared off the face of the earth, like on social media. He never replies. You can't chat him and stuff like that. When you call, he doesn't really pick up. Basically, that's what happened. But like, apparently, he still views people's stories and stuff like that. And one of his good friends actually contacted me, and he was like, "Hey, have you heard from your ex lately? I'm kind of worried because, well, I've tried contacting him, and like, he's not anywhere. And his last like Instagram post is like, you know, many years back. Is he okay?" And I'm like, I don't know, should I be worried? I could ask like his little sister. But she's like, no. I mean, I think he's totally fine because he's still like viewing my Instagram stories sometimes. But I'm just worried because he's so gone. And yeah, that's basically it. And I think that made me think, you know, that as much as I talked about the impacts of technology and how it, to a certain extent, it ruins our attention span, there is some good to it. So your vibe attracts your tribe. Sometimes it's good to see the world differently. Yeah, he totally like vanished, dude. Like, and he's generally like a very outgoing person as well. So a lot of people were worried. Nobody knows. Last time I met him was like a few years back too. He seems to be doing good. He's just, I don't know what happened. Hypothetically, would you mind if one of your chatter turned into VTing thing and ask you questions and tip from time to time? Wait, what do you mean? VTing, what is that? Hi there, Kurt, welcome. Did you have one too many beers the other day? I stopped all my social media with my name and now I'm ungoogleable. It took about like 10 to 15 years. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I'm technically ungoogleable as well, but like I have an alias for my social media. And my friends know that I've changed my social media handle, but only like a few close friends. I'm quite like wary of who I give my social media to. So technically you can still have internet safety by making yourself ungoogleable. However, you can still keep that network of social media friends on social media. VTubing. Wait, what was the question again? Let me reread that. Would you mind if one of your chatter turns into VTubing and ask you questions and tips from time to time? Oh, I think some chatters have done that. Some people have done that, but that's the thing. Whenever people say they want to VTube, I say, go do it. And also, technically, if you want to stream, you don't have to start from VTubing, right? You could technically just start with a PNG or even like faceless streaming. That's how I started. I started with IRL streaming and then eventually faceless streaming and using a PNG. And then years after, I'm a VTuber now. You need to, if you really want to do VTubing, figure out if you actually like streaming first. Because you need to, I think, have the awareness to realize whether what you want is a digital representation of yourself as an original character, or is it actually streaming? Because those are two different things. If you just want to be a digital OC, if you just want to personify your OC, you don't have to stream for that. You could technically just make a new Twitter account and use a display picture. You get what I mean? I was the first search result on Google purely from Facebook and stuff. Your name must be fucking unique then, Genjit Sama, if you're like the first Google search result. And I remember the days when I was like so easy to Google. That shit was a nightmare. I'm so glad that I've upped my internet security. A certain level of anonymity is quite nice, you know. And nowadays I can't even surmise what it's like when you're like an influencer and you're popular and people know what you look like. I can't imagine what it's like to live like that, because I've had a taste of that quite a bit. And even recently someone recognized me. I was like at a fucking supermarket and they were like, Noira? I'm like, what the fuck? That was like the weirdest thing ever. I don't like that. So when I decided that I did not like people recognizing me in public, I upped my general cybersecurity and internet security, and also like, you know, make sure I put up the right measures to make sure I don't get doxxed. Anonymity is easier when you don't have a lot of people looking for you in the first place. Yeah, I mean, even like celebrities, right? I think celebrities actually really appreciate it when people can just treat them like normal people. It's only on entire Facebook. You still can't find my post, but you'll see posts I comment instead. Yeah, just think about it, I think, in that sense. And also, if you ever want to, I don't know, if you guys ever want to delve into being an influencer, or basically something that you might derive fame from, consider the trade-off. Because I think that's something that a lot of people don't think about. I don't like it. I like keeping what I do outside of, say, my professional life separate. You know, I like my personal life, I like my professional life, I like my VTubing or content creation life, my hobby life. I like all of that being separate. That's always been my go-to, treat everyone like people, from the homeless man to ruler of the country. And that's a good way to go by, I think. I think that's good. That's good. Do you have an outside job? What do you mean by an outside job? Like a full-time job? Like a real job? Yes, I do. I have a full-time job, guys. As far as people know, like if you met me IRL, oh my god, immersion break. But if you meet me IRL, you'd think I'm a normie. Just and that. Unless we start talking about games. Even sometimes when people talk about games, I choose to not partake. Just because I can't be bothered them getting surprised that I know a lot about games. Sometimes I don't partake. So I'm very selective on what I choose to reveal to people. I remember when vtuber got huge and it spread in 2021. So many people jumped on the bandwagon because of the whole anime thing, only to realize it's not their thing due to many reasons. Either tech complications, model prices. But you really stream is the real question. Real, that's true. That's what I feel like. That's why I don't know, there's like this increasing trend of people wanting to become VTubers. And I always ask them the same thing. Are you sure you want to be, when you're a VTuber, you're a content creator / streamer. Is that really what you want? Would you still do that if you could not get a digital avatar? If you wouldn't, then don't become a VTuber. Just be like a digital original character on the internet and roleplay that shit. You don't have to be a VTuber to live a personified original character of yours on the internet. I guess people think that that's like the first, that's the only solution to living that life, living that original character. At least the fan didn't start foaming at the mouth and pass out. That would be awkward. Oh yeah, imagine that. Imagine that. I think people around would think that I drugged him or something. With some cosplayers, and now I'm rumored dead. What? That's crazy. It's the follow the crowd mentality. I think people just don't think too critically about some things. I guess that's something that happens a lot nowadays, especially with the advent of, no, I wouldn't say it's because of the advent of social media, though arguably you would say that fake information or like shitty ass information spreads much easier with the advent of social media. I don't think it does. It's just that you can see it more, the impact of that more compared to back then, before the ages of social media. I'm pretty sure rumors and gossip flew so fucking easily compared. Pretty sure it's as much as social media does that same thing now. So I guess it's just in general, not a good percentage of people critically think about their decisions or like why they might be doing something, or like, you know, they see something and they just replicate without questioning it. It's just a matter of like the trend of critical thinking, I guess. Because for me, when I wanted to start streaming again as a VTuber, I wanted to do it with intent. Like, I love content creation. I wanted to get into streaming, but I didn't want to show my face. That was my core reason. And thus, I became a VTuber. And I like looking good 24/7, guys. Want to do content creation, but never had the chance? You might as well. I mean, what's that to lose? But, like, if you want to do content creation, don't ever think that, you know, having a model is a barrier. No, start streaming faceless, or start streaming with your face. I did that. Figure out if you actually like content creation, man. Misinformation spreads just as easy as information with social media. I'm never cared about news normally, but get bombarded with it regardless now. Yeah. It also applies to VTubing companies. So many companies appear that dissolve because they think it's easy money. They would try to copy the business of, oh yeah, that's true. And I think that's like any fucking business, honestly. I think it's just the whole, I think it's just humans in general, man. They see something popular and then they don't question it and just copy it. And they assume that if they just replicate that exact thing, what they see at face value, shit's gonna work out, you know, and they just don't question it. Like, I'm someone who actually questions a lot of these things before doing it, right? And I'm like, so I'm very picky in a sense. But of course, I'm just human. Sometimes I'm just human. Like, sometimes I succumb to it. But yeah, in general, I'm very picky. And Grello, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Deep Blue. Wanting live to do model already is similar to wanting an amazing PC to do content creation. It's not about the tools, it's about who uses them. Exactly. Don't spread misinformation. But yes, also a part of me that one of the reasons I also wanted to become a VTuber was because I like making aesthetic content. If you guys haven't noticed, like if you guys can't tell from all of this, I like things looking pretty. And so in a sense, I do like photography and videography, but most of the times I can't be bothered doing it. So VTubing has kind of become my avenue for that. Because I think I look pretty decent in real life, but I don't think I'm as photogenic as I want to be. So that's why I want a VTuber model, so I can, compensate for that, I guess, in a sense. What I can't do aesthetically in real life as I want to, I can manipulate it with VTubing. Yeah, it's kind of like a creative outlet, I guess. And also, if you think about it, it's also like on the side, I guess, it's like me just generally being able to express certain things I've always wanted to do, but have been afraid of doing so due to worrying about judgment. For example, singing. I've always liked singing, but like I've never really fully published stuff or like sing about stuff and whatnot because, well, I get worried about judgment. And like if my shitty singing gets traced back to me, I'm so worried about that. Like, what if it gets fucking broadcasted in my office? You get what I mean? So, however, VTubing has instead like provided that outlet for me, like letting me experiment new hobbies without any judgment that can be traced back to my IRL self. Yeah, so there are many reasons that I do VTubing, and I fucking love VTubing. I'm so glad I started it, and I'm so glad I met you guys along the way. Anyway, cheers, guys. Stop being relatable. You're hitting too close to home. No, I think maybe it's just a common thing, Maybe it's not just me being relatable. Maybe it's just a common thing. Maybe you just needed to hear it from someone else, eh? Like, I think that's how it is with a lot of things in life. Sometimes you know what you want, or you know what you need to do, but sometimes you just gotta hear it from someone else. Irashai. Cheers. Jaimasa. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Deep Blue.
Drink some water.
Great heart and out. No, stop. You guys are way too kind. Thank you. Thank you for being such a good crowd. See, this drink some water straight in your spine. Oh my god, look. PSAs, I appreciate that. Yes, guys, remember, with every one shot of alcohol you have or every one bottle of beer you have, please have a glass of water. Pace yourselves. Hangovers are horrid, and nothing good comes out of being super fucking fuckface drunk. So you gotta keep it at a nice balance where you kind of feel good about it, good vibes, but you don't go over the top. Because you want to remember the moments that you enjoy. I think that's the key to why I've stopped drinking too much. I want to remember my good moments. I don't want to forget them. Although I know that, it's fun to kind of get wasted sometimes. And it's fun to forget about things. But like, I think nowadays it's more like I want to remember the good moments that happen from drinking and the good wholesome moments that sprouts out from my friends getting slightly tipsy. Like at the wedding that I went to on Friday, last Friday, my friend, apparently when he gets drunk, apparently he did not remember anything. But like when he was like, say the most wholesome shit. He was literally pointing to everyone in the room and telling everyone, that person, like what they liked about them and what they appreciate about them. Every single person in the fucking room, he singled out everyone and just appreciated everyone. And I'm like, you're so fucking wholesome. And then I found out the next day that he remembered nothing about that. See, I like being able to remember those sort of moments, right? It's great. Sounds like his true self came out and it's very pure. He is. He's like a teddy bear. I love those sort of moments, hey? Those sort of sincere, genuine moments. Like, that kind of nice, memorable, wholesome drunk moments. Have a good one, James. Or like when you're just maybe chill drinking at night under the stars and then you start talking about life and start pondering about life. Like, does life have to be this way? Or when you're out talking, just watching a movie with friends, and then you just accidentally get into a very deep discussion about the movie, and then that deep discussion of the movie kind of just goes off tangent into talking about deep things in life and philosophical shit. Wait, did stream crash? What? No, I thought stream crashed. No, we're fine, right? What the heck? Damn, he scared me. Stream's fine, right, guys? Stream hasn't crashed? Oh, thank you. Thank you. You scared me, Matt. Quick question. If you eat fish in the deep blue, is that considered cannibalism? No, it's not. I'm not a fish. So don't be worried. Now, if you eat a sea fox, well, that's a different question. Refresh your stream. Magic attack. Do you have a 3 a.m. or shower thoughts where in your mind to figure things out? I do. I have a lot of shower thoughts, by the way, guys. And a lot of the things that I put out in my content or my videos, they actually come from like shower thoughts. My wisdom comes from not weird ass, but like, yeah, shower moments, a lot of them. Or like when I'm drinking by myself and I'm looking outside my balcony and I could just, random thoughts just collide. You get what I mean? I don't know. I really think a lot. It's, to a lot of people, I think it's weird / quirky, right? But I kind of enjoy it. I kind of do enjoy thinking about these sort of things, especially if there's like something new that I just watched or read, and then I just start thinking about it so much to the point that when somebody's calling my name, I'll just be like, wait, give me a second. Let me think about this before I forget about it. That's what I do. And you guys ever, I don't know if you guys can relate to this, but sometimes I could be listening to something so intently whilst eating that I stop chewing just so I can listen to it better. It kind of doesn't make sense, but it kind of does make sense, because when you're chewing, you obviously can hear it like quite loud in your head. Like sometimes I can get so focused on something, on consuming some media, and it perks my curiosity so much that I just stop chewing. There's a whole subreddit called Shower Thoughts. Reddit is beautiful. There are like so many interesting subreddits on Reddit, hey? Noira gains power every time she showers. I gain wisdom every time I shower. Thinking is the most dangerous place for some people, and if you're comfortable in your own mind, you'll be more at peace. Yeah, I guess. I think what peace of mind is when what you're thinking and what you feel is kind of in line. And I was thinking about this as well, right? I was thinking about love. All right? I was thinking about love. Don't ask me why. But probably because of those topless Instagram men on my suggested reels, possibly. But I was thinking about why someone could have so much feelings from meeting someone just for a split second, right? And I was thinking about it on my commute home, and I was like, maybe, because for me, I think what happens is that sometimes when you meet someone, you really got to be able to discern whether you're actually liking that person and having feelings for that person genuinely and sincerely, and not because of the potential that you see in them or the idea you have in them that you have accidentally imagined and made fan fiction out of in your head. Because I feel like sometimes I meet someone and then suddenly like this whole fucking reel of, like, you know when you watch a movie and then there's the whole nostalgic reel that comes with the dead wife. You get what I mean? This whole reel of imaginary reel of just how your life could look, and then you have a happy life, and how romantic this person is, and how beautiful life could be with him and him would be, and how amazing the marriage would be. Sometimes it goes to that space. It happens to me. I don't know if it happens to you guys. Does it happen to you guys? Sometimes it happens to me. And I think, as I was thinking today, I realized that, you know, I guess in the situations that I have ended up like having attraction towards someone, I think I actually end up liking the idea of them and that supposed imaginary story I have of them, rather than actually liking them. So it's kind of like you're simping over a fictional version of themselves. And sometimes, have I ever dated someone due to that? Yes, I have. And it has gone awry. There are times where I play a video game, lose, start raging over the game, then the rage in my mind spirals down to me raging about everything wrong with this earth and dumb people. Yes, that happens. That happens to the best of us, doesn't it? I admit I've had that a couple of times. You assume what they're like before you actually get to know them. Yeah. Oh my god, I'm not the only one who feels that way. I thought I was just fucking delusional for feeling that way, or realizing that more like. I remember once meeting a girl in the mall at the Wi-Fi area. She had an iPhone and couldn't connect to the mall Wi-Fi and helped her out. Was a bit too eccentric for my liking, but she was pretty. Still thinking of her once in a while and wonder what happened with her. Yeah! Wow! So I'm not the only one. But the more I know that person, it goes, that's some wife material, or this bitch needs to be locked away in asylum. It happens many times. Yeah, like, I think it's the same thing. Like, I don't know if you guys remember, but like when we talked about like fictional crushes, about how sometimes you like the idea of them because, you know, it's fictional, someone wrote it, it's scripted as fuck. And of course, when something is scripted, they have the potential to be fucking perfect, right? But if they turn into a real human being, you probably wouldn't like them. If you lived with them every day, you probably wouldn't like them as much. That's just how reality is, I think. Yeah. So I think that when you find someone attractive, or you feel like you have feelings towards them, you really need to have the awareness to discern whether you actually feel that way towards them, or whether you like the idea of them that you have like kind of invented in your head. We end up having fictional crushes over real people, then you know them and forget how complex real people are. Yes, that is put so well. Yes, that's exactly it. I've gotten through that so many times, and it's taken me too long. I feel like I've kind of realized it when I was, you know, a few years back, quite a while back, but I don't think I was able to properly communicate it and enunciate it as I do now. It's interesting. And the idea you have of that person is not the same as who they really are. Yeah, we forget that everyone's like a unique individual with preferences and, you know, their own share of relative trauma and fuck ups. You know, unfortunately, nobody is perfect. What does whiskey taste? Smoky and smooth. And alcoholic. My DD streamer would piss off everyone in real life. Fucking Satoru Gojo would piss off everyone in real life. Can you imagine if there was like someone as cocky and annoying as Satoru Gojo in real life? He's only bearable because he's fictional and hot. Fictionally hot. I think he'd be a fucking weird ass bitch in real life. Do you actually get drunk from whiskey? Well, you can, but I pace myself, so I don't. I end up enjoying them, enjoying whiskey instead. Will you play Marvel Rivals? No, I don't think I'll touch that game. I can't be bothered with competitive FPSs. It also works in reverse too. Don't forget that other people see the best in you because of the version they have of you rather than how they see you. That is so true as well. I think approaching someone you're interested in, it takes awareness of both possible sides. Like the POV where you need to realize whether what you're feeling is actually whether you liking your idea of them, and also realize that they could be doing the same thing. Maybe they have an idea of you and they're attracted to that side of you. So I think a healthy potential relationship is actually getting all of that out of the way before committing, right, guys? So really just getting to know the person, and yeah, just getting to know the person without all the fan fiction in your head, in everyone's head. Not with this face of mine. Nah, you know what? I think a lot of the times some people are maybe objectively unattractive, say with their face. However, if you carry yourself well and you style yourself well and you have good hygiene and stuff like that, like some things that you can actually control other than your face, because unless you get plastic surgery, you can't do anything about it. You can actually still be very attractive. Trust me, I have seen a few. Sometimes it's just a matter of how you talk, how you carry yourself, how your confidence carries you, and how you dress, and that whole packaging, you know? You can make it work. A lot of people can make it work. And don't spite it before you try it, guys. Don't just be like, nah, that's like unreal. No, it's actually true, okay? Check her math. It's actually true. That's always my advice for like my guy friends. Look, like they say, don't just be yourself. If you're trying to look valuable to someone, then put value in yourself so that you will look valuable to someone. Irashai! Who followed? Rick? Was it Rick? Rick, thank you for the follow on Twitch and welcome to the Deep Blue. I was hoping to gather your advice on the topic started a couple hours ago on Discord server. Lovely advice from all who partook. Oh, I saw what you guys were talking about on Discord, but I only skimmed to it. Can someone TLDR it for me? I firmly believe and say to everyone, never act on dates, especially on first date. Do your best and behave, but never act as someone you are not. Love is built on honesty. Exactly. And don't like plant this fan fiction in someone's head of you. Because just like how you would be able to tell when a VTuber is just their true self is so far from the VTuber character they're playing, the person you're with will also be able to tell when you're just not being genuine. You get what I mean? What they say to you, say you have to love yourself to have others love you, so confidence is important. Yes, but also remember, don't just, if you want other people to like you, don't just be yourself sometimes. There's a nice balance in there somewhere. Like for me, I realized that there were some things that I wanted to change because I wouldn't date myself if I had those traits. So I worked on it. But I don't let that dilute my core values. So I think that's what's important. Determining what your core value is. And deciding what you actually want to succumb to. And what you don't want to succumb to. What you want to rebel for and what you don't want to rebel for. What hill you want to die for when you design yourself, I guess, in that sort of way. Because I think that's how it was for me. I think Discord was about how to maintain course on a goal when you accomplish part of it and reward yourself. But you have trouble getting back into it afterwards. It's fine. Everyone goes through it. But also, I'm not like a productivity therapist or anything. But even I have those moments where I just fall into a ditch of unproductivity and burnout. Irashai, Nick, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Deep Blue. I fall into the same thing, and honestly, it's a loop, right? Just like how, you know, when you do a sprint, or like if we're talking about, when you put energy into pushing, eventually the object will come to a stop when no energy is put back into it. And it's not as if our willpower is endless. It's not as if we can just constantly work and be productive 150% every day. Ideally, we'd love that. But honestly, that only happens in fictional senses or like for nice narratives. I'm pretty sure even the best startup leaders don't work 150% every day. Even Steve Jobs always had like 30 minutes of TV every day after work, just being tired as fuck. You get what I mean? So don't you beat yourself over it if you kind of just stop being productive. However, when you want to start getting back into it, let's see, what do? I time block. I always say I time block. Yeah. Of course, you break down what you want to do into pieces, and the goal is always to first make it easy for you to start something, because motivation isn't just something you can have. It's something that you need to slowly ease into. So you can't have motivation before you start. You can only have motivation once you start, which is kind of fucked up, but that is how it is. So the key is, how do you make it easier for yourself to start? And when you think of things in that way, I think you'd get a better perspective on how you can get to the point that you want. Does that make sense? That's my perspective on general getting, starting something. And usually it's not about getting things done, but most of the times it's just getting to start something. Yeah. Because it's proven to have motivation, to have your dopamine kind of rack up, you actually need to be working on that thing first. That's why like easy rewards and dopamines are like empty hits, like mobile gacha games that reward you with like some digital ass currency. And so research has also proven, supposedly, that I have not checked, but apparently research says that to get into the quote unquote flow state, which is something where you kind of really get invested in what you're doing and you get less distracted by everything and get more productive, it takes about 15 minutes of doing something before you can get into a flow state. So truly, usually the conundrum is just getting yourself to start. So think about it in that way. For example, if you're trying to start playing the guitar like once every week, then make it so that during that day of the week, just inch your guitar closer towards you. Move out all the obstacles, towards your guitar, or just lock yourself in a room with a guitar. See, these you can plan towards these sort of things, actually, if you think about it. Yeah, I think that's my general sentiment, and I don't know, I hope that provides some perspective. I'll do some chores whilst listening to our beautiful fox. Thank you. But for me, like one of the key things that gets me to get on the productive wheel usually is doing small things, like completing small tasks as well, such as washing dishes. That's what I do in the morning, because I always wake up in the morning with like shitty ass energy and motivation. But once I actually finish, I get myself to wash the dishes and finish washing the dishes, I actually feel so much fucking better. We were talking about getting yourself to play the guitar, Delta Kiryu. So like just making it easier, make the process easier for you to start something. I was having trouble cleaning my room due to overwork and mild depression. Losing my job gave me motivation to clean up, but I'm stuck on all the clothes I have to go through. Yeah, that's a bitch, isn't it? But hey, look at what happened with me in Supermarket Simulator yesterday. I had to go through all those boxes, but eventually I did. It was a bitch, but eventually it happened. You gotta start somewhere, right? My motivation to get healthy started when I heard a story of an ex-military operative who broke her legs. The doctor said she'd never walk again. Now she is running and working towards her old peak. And that's great. I think everyone gets stirred by different kinds of inspirational stories, right? And that's always a good thing. Honestly, whatever inspires you, whatever gets you to start something better and more easily, that's always good. I wash my dishes after I use them to not bother later, but my roommate doesn't. Honestly, for me, I wash my dishes like once or twice a day, but also I don't have that many dishes in general because most of the times I'm in the office. So I wash dishes for dinner mostly. And so I leave it for the next day and I do it in the morning usually. But like I make sure to like clean up anything that's like too wild, like just spray it down with water. But yeah, I wash it in the morning. That's why I always have dishes in the morning. Motivation is sometimes, it's not just sometimes a feeling, it's always a feeling. And you know what's the thing with feelings? You can't control feelings. And I think that's something that people seem to, I think, overestimate their control over motivation. Like you watch like these motivational videos and stuff like that, and they make you feel fucking horrible for not being able to be as motivated as whatever the fucking motivational video is talking about. But they always fail to address the fact that motivation is a feeling. They just assume that, oh, that's something you have or something you get, you know. If you can't start, then that's your fucking problem. When honestly, the real question is, how do you get yourself to start when there's no motivation? I think that's a true conundrum. One thing as a musician I learned the hard way is practice makes perfect, and nobody is perfect, so why practice? No, that is so pessimistic though. But I mean, if practice doesn't make perfect though, but if it helps you go towards a better version of yourself that you want, then you should practice, no? The only thing that gets me motivated, not gonna lie, is money. For me, honestly, money doesn't particularly motivate me. I think motivation for everyone is different. But also, when you think about it that way, I don't know. I just, honestly, for me, I don't really get motivated by anything. My motivation comes from doing that thing. That's usually how it is. I get inspired to do something, sure. But do I get motivated for doing it? No. So there's like, for me at least, it's separate. Like motivation and inspiration, they're two different things. Getting inspired maybe makes me feel that, okay, here's something I can do. But that does not give me the green light to start doing that thing. Yeah. Most of the times I do have to force myself to do things. But then I get motivated and I enjoy it at the end of the day. It's like, generally when I get asked to hang out with friends, a lot of the times I used to, back then at least, not so much nowadays, but like back then, I've always felt lazy by default. I can't be bothered meeting them, and I realized I made a lot of excuse to not meet my friends. But then when I do eventually end up meeting them, I always enjoy it. So I've come to realize that that's just my pattern of behavior. That like, you know, my motivation comes after the fact of starting whatever I'm supposed to start. So at least with that sort of, meeting with friends, I always just make sure to just, you know what, let's just do it first. And it's probably not going to be too bad. Same with streaming. That's how I stay quite consistent with streaming as well. It's because like even no matter when I feel kind of can't be bothered or can't be fucked about streaming, I'm pretty sure once I start streaming, I'll be just fine and I'll just be like I'll enjoy it, you know. And honestly, it has been proven time and time again. Up till now, I don't think it has never failed me, that line of thought. Like every time I can't be bothered streaming and I do stream, I always end up enjoying it. And thus it just kind of became a thing that I just normalized. Where, you know, even if I can't be bothered streaming, let's just do it anyway. Just go with life and try and improve. I think the words one step at a time is somewhat not true. Ooh, I missed that. Life won't allow that and tell me now multiple steps at a time. I mean, life is varying paces, right? Sometimes life is fast. Life is slow. And only you really know what the pace is like. So if you ought to take multiple steps at a time, then it is what it is, isn't it? If you get to take it slow, then enjoy the slower pace. For me, sometimes, honestly, I miss the fast-paced life. Sometimes I miss the slow life. I am a creature of many wants. I want many things. I am very moody. Yes, I'm very picky and preferential when I feel like it. Sometimes I want the fast life. Sometimes I want the wabi-sabi slow life. You know, sometimes I like the adrenaline of a fast life. Want to add, I have a little motivation to achieve my desire. I struggle to put in the work and achieve my goals. Yes, did you hear what I said earlier? Because I was actually responding to that, Nolan. Oh shit, do I gotta retell everything? TLDR, Nolan, it's first of all, don't feel bad about, not being productive. Everyone goes through it. It's a cycle. Second of all, motivation is a feeling, meaning you can't control it. TLDR, motivation is a feeling, you can't control it. So what you need, the perspective you should go in with is, how can you make yourself start whatever the fuck you need to do easier? Would breaking it into smaller chunks help you? Would having that whatever task more visible to you help you? So that's the mindset you should go into with, rather than beating yourself up, being like, oh my god, I don't have the motivation. Why don't I have the motivation for this? Well, the truth is that motivation is not something that you can just have, or the motivation is just something that can just appear at your whim. It's something that happens once you actually start the task. That's how dopamine works. So yeah, think of it from a perspective where it's like, okay, how can I make it easier for myself to start this thing? That's what I think. And for the details, maybe you can just scrub back on the VOD later, or you can scrub back on YouTube right now, I think. Thankfully, YouTube allows that, right, guys? They allow you to rewind. Thank you for the leg, Siberian. After I'm done with work, I'll start working on my next video. Hey! This is nice. Nice talks, guys. Also, let me drink some more. Good talks. Good talks. I don't have water. Actually, yeah. Holy fuck, I don't have water with me. After this, I'll probably get a glass of water. Wise as always, I try. I only speak from my own experiences and like what I do with myself. I'm quite high maintenance in a sense that I feel like I'm very volatile with how I work, or with how to be productive, and thus I always struggle with myself every day. That's why I have a lot to say about it. So I can only speak from my own experiences. Everybody might be different, right? Some people are totally fine with just getting themselves to finish up boring administrative tasks. For me, I can't do that shit. I can't do that shit at all. That's how life is. You decide and realize what you can work with, and what is worth to improve, and what is just better having someone else handle, you know? Have a good one, Nolan. Why no stretch? No, my back is fine, thank you. I have a nice chair, so I'm actually fine. I could use a glass of water though, but I'll do it after I finish my whiskey. Was that a low-key proposal? What does that even mean? What do you mean a low-key proposal? What do you mean? We talked about so much though today, guys. What have we talked about? Can we get like a TLDR in chat? If we could like build a table of contents of today's topics, what would it be of chat? This is a test to see how long you guys have actually been in chat and watching the stream. Obviously, it's a nonsensical trivia, okay? So don't worry about getting it wrong. TLDR therapy, I am not a therapist, and I am not professionally equipped to give you guys actual professional advice, by the way. That word scares me. I can only attest to things that I have thought of myself and done myself. If it works, I tell you guys. It means if someone can, then let them do it for you. Yes, I have that mentality as well. I do truly believe that a lot of people can do a lot of things better than I can. But also sometimes the bottleneck is the way that I communicate what I want to them. And remember, matter, you're valued by someone even though you don't think so. Ah, Charles. Are you going? Bye, Charles. Have a good one. Thanks for dropping by. TLDR, we ponder about bettering ourselves. TLDR, Noira has been spying on me and talking about how she deals with each of my individual problems. TLDR, motivation, Instagram timelines, anonymity online. That's a good table of outline. Table of outline? Table of content. What the fuck am I saying? That's a good one. That's a good one. Thanks, Chad. Yeah, we've talked about a wide array of topics now, haven't we? Totally a wide array of topics. That's just usually how our yap streams go, right? And I was worried about running out of topics to yap about because we already yapped so much yesterday during Supermarket Simulator. We talked about so much yesterday. From like, I don't know, what the fuck was I? Oh, I was questioning about how life is so different from our supposed ancestors who were hunters and gatherers, and how much of that our physiology in brain makeup and brain processes are still very much hardwired to our hunter-gatherer nature, and how it affects our maneuvering the current modern society and technology. Ooh, the way I structured that the whole pitch was pretty decent. I guess I'm getting better at communicating. When I drink, I know things, I guess. When I drink, I just get better at things. Which is fair. That's kind of true. I used to talk about the human mind and what motivates us through life. Yeah. Yes, I'm literally Tyrion Lannister, guys. I drink and I know things. It's true. You guys have never seen me drink wine. I think when I drink wine, I tend to get more philosophical. When I drink whiskey, it's pretty chill like this, like chill talks. But when I drink wine, I really get very philosophical. I don't know why it does that. Maybe it's like a placebo thing. I have no idea. Do you think we can hunt other sea fox so Noira can get more employees in the deep blue? What? I like variety in the people that I employ. It doesn't have to be another sea fox. What are you talking about? I could take other people, like maybe crowmen or like wolf boys, you know? Our ancestors are actually going way further back than the mainstream says. In what sense, Dante? I'm curious. Awesome Wolverine, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the deep blue. Noira gets more sophisticated and posh when drinking wine. Ah, yes. Maybe, possibly. I've never drank wine on stream. You'll see. I remember I once got drunk off of wine live on stream. I think it was Manager's Son stream. That was like a few years back, like 5 or 6 years back. It was so bad. I was like literally chundering or like vomiting for you non-Australians. Because I just drank so much. But I was so fucking drunk. That's, nowadays I look back and I look back and remember my ratchet self just getting so fucking drunk. And I am so appalled by it. Even though the last time I got so fucking drunk was still, Q3 of last year. I'm just happy that I found my balance in drinking, you know? What kind of wine do you like? I like Chianti. Chianti and Negro Amaros are really nice. Wine gives Noira more wisdom stats. Yeah, it's literally above. Want me to recommend a video that goes in depth about that? Can you post that on Discord, please? I actually really love watching those kind of videos. Have you guys watched the video I recommended for you guys to watch? Like the whole round table of just Nobel winners just talking and about stuff. Have you guys watched that? It's like one of the most interesting videos that I've stumbled upon. So if you guys are wondering what to watch tonight or something like that, just keep in mind that that video is there. And they talk about stuff from like AI to the economy and like what betters an economy or what distinguishes an economy from poverty. And what was the other one? The other one was like medical stuff mostly. Yeah. Can't throw up anymore. I'm jealous of those who can. Hey, although throwing up sobers you, it's actually really bad for you. I found out. It's really bad for your stomach lining. And the heartburn, it's generally just really bad for your stomach lining and your gastric. So in a way, not being able to throwing up is good. Should have been me, not him. That's crazy. Almighty protector of the sea and salt, I beg of thee, what is your wisdom when it comes to love? Almighty protector of the sea and salt, I beg of thee, what is your wisdom when it comes to love? What particularly about love? You can't just give me a project and not tell me the scope. What about love, mate? What aspect of love? I very much had a fear of throwing up growing up. Oh yes, I did too, until I met alcohol. Once you know that drinking a lot and the relief that throwing up gives you, it changes your view on throwing up. What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. Library of the Untold, something water? Wall of water. I'm gonna jot that down somewhere. Where do I jot that down? Can someone jot that down on Discord, on our Discord, please? Thank you. I'm gonna get some water. I'll be right back. You guys, if you guys have actually been drinking, you guys should get a glass of water too, yeah? BRB. Enjoy the music whilst I'm gone. Give me like 1 minute or so, okay? Hello everyone and welcome back to the Deep Blue, or more like I'm back at the Deep Blue. I'm back, I have returned. What have you guys been talking about? I got another little serving of whiskey. I'm gonna sleep well tonight, I feel like. I'm gonna sleep well tonight, thanks to just having good talks with you guys and good vibes and good whiskey. What did I miss out on? Why are you guys talking about a buffet place in chat? How did that topic come up? That's so fucking random. But what's in your iPad at the Deep Blue table? What's in my iPad at the Deep Blue table? I have an iPad on the Deep Blue table? Question mark? Damn. Liver issues. Yes, guys. I think this is a topic that here, the Sea Fox's wisdom, okay? Sometimes I think as people, YOLO's like cool and all, but like after a while, you really gotta think about the permanence of things and think whether it's worth it to do some things. I think when I was younger, I did not think about that too much, I'm gonna lie. I lived a very YOLO life at one point, and if I could relive that, I think I would think about it with permanence in mind, you know? Like, would you want to do a stupid thing with the off chance and like maybe 50% risk rate of you possibly breaking your bone permanently somewhere? I think when I was younger, I did not think about those sort of things too much. But alas, now that, you know, your ancient fox spirit One-san, sorry, that was cringe. My advice is sometimes you gotta think about the permanence of things, okay, guys? Even with the things that you eat and the things that you drink, okay? And like I said, with alcohol, I think a lot of people think about alcohol as a little getaway. It's nice to forget about things, but there's also the perspective that like drinking alcohol lets you have good moments that you can remember. And like, what's the point of having those good moments if you forget about them because you drink too much? Not a hack. One-san, it's One-san. I think we all live a little YOLO when we are younger and calm down when we get to a certain age. And I think there's a good balance in there somewhere. I think I happen to at least strike a good balance, and I'm thankful that I didn't go crazier. Yeah, I'm very thankful I didn't go crazy. I used to drink so fucking much. It's crazy. I'm glad that I found my balance. I lived a strict life. It's somewhat unhealthy, but did shape me to be more considerate and better. So yeah, pain be good. What? Are you a masochist? Are you the Queen of Pain from Dota? Shit. Trick but responsibly. No. Yes, don't get hungover like me. Hangovers are the worst. Wait, do any of you guys actually get really bad hangovers? Because like when I have hangovers, all I want to do is just sleep, honestly. I can't work. Because I know like some of my friends who, especially my friends who have lived in Japanese culture, by the way, they drink and they work with a hangover. It's crazy. They drink until like 3, 4 a.m. and then they work the next day at like 6 a.m. and they act like nothing happened. It's fucking crazy. I don't know how people can do that. Is adulthood a buff or a nerf? I think it's relative. Depends on the person's preference. I was watching a movie a while back. I don't know. Do you guys know this movie? It has Zac Efron in it and Chloe Moretz. Yeah, that girl. And it's basically about this grown-ass guy helping out a sorority. Teaching a sorority how to manage a sorority and throw parties like a frat party. Something like that. Do you guys know that movie? I don't even know the name of the movie. Let me Google that real quick. Zac Efron, Chloe Moretz movie. It's called Neighbors. It's just Neighbors. Neighbors 2, I guess. So that's the general premise of it though. Irashai, by the way, Gada, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Deep Blue. The general premise is that this guy is a grown-ass man who's like, I think 27 or something like that. And his friends are like getting married and everything like that. You know, they have a good job. But he doesn't know what he wants to do. He feels like he doesn't fit anywhere. And then he realizes that what he does best is throwing frat parties. And his best life were the frat parties. And thus he ended up helping a sorority group of like 18-year-old girls handle a sorority and throw sorority parties. Yeah, Seth Rogen is in it. And I think it's like mostly a fucking hilarious, funny movie sort of shit. But there was one point that stuck out. Basically, a Zac Efron guy, the point being made was that he was just not ready to move on in life, and because he was in denial of that, he ended up estranging a lot of friends. Is adulthood a buff or a nerf? I think at the end of the day it depends. I think everyone moves on to different phases of life at different paces. And truth be told, I don't think it's anyone to judge. But naturally we judge. Because I think naturally we have this intrinsic kind of reflex to kind of wanting to feel better than the other person. So if we feel like we've moved on, thus we feel like we're on a higher horse than them. But technically, objectively, I think it's no one's place to judge, right? Hidden superiority complex, I guess in a way. Yeah, I think it's a natural human thing though, to be honest. And it takes like a lot of mental work and awareness to actually get rid of that or like be aware of such things. Cheers, by the way, chat. Cheers, titlings. I think most good movies try to have good messages regardless of genre. That's true. But yeah. Funny. It was a funny movie, but like that got me thinking. Cause I think for me, technically, moving on from the supposed life. The thing with moving on from a phase of life is assuming that you have phases of life are defaulted to begin with. What do you guys think of that? Do you think that there's like a default progression to life? Like by this age you must have children, by this age you must have kids in school, by this age you should be successful and have a house, that sort of shit? The best fox in all existence? Oh, that's a wild claim. There are a lot of fox girls out there, by the way. For you to say that I'm the best fox is actually crazy. I mean, I guess technically there are no default phases, but it's more of like a societal expectation sort of thing, right? I feel like phases of life are more obvious in hindsight, but they're different for each person, indeed. Society says yes, however, everyone has their different timeline. And when we're talking about society, it also depends on the people that you surround yourself with, the culture that you're in, who you're with and stuff like that. There's a lot of like relative stuff. But I guess, yeah, in general, there are like societal expectations of how like the human timeline would look like. However, everyone's pace, like you guys have said, is different with going through that. Some people choose to spend more time in, say, the young YOLO party phase. Some people are late bloomers. Some people choose to have their children earlier. At the end of the day, though, I think it's no one's place to judge. Like we've said, I think the theme throughout today's stream is just everyone is their own individual with preferences. It's their life to live, their life to die with. Who are we to judge? I think that's just how it is at the end of the day, right? But also I think figuring out what you want and how you can be happy is being aware of that supposed societal timeline as well, that societal expected timeline, and living with your choice of how you prefer to pace it with knowing everything that's around you. The push to go to university and not giving trade schools the spotlight they deserve. I'm sure everyone can pinpoint different phases in their life along with when they transitioned into it, but probably had no idea when they're living in it. The thing is, like, when we're talking about these phases of life, it is, of course, true, and I don't think it's something that really needs to be argued. The fact that if you go through, let's say, the drinking phase, yeah, the crazy party phase, as you would in like your young 20s up till possibly mid to maybe late 20s, if you go through that phase late, you'd have a smaller market of people to indulge it with. if you partied in your university days, so this is when you party now with like 5 kids, you'd have less people to enjoy it with. You get what I mean? I think that's fair, and it doesn't need to be argued. If you follow the normal pacing and timeline of the pacing of the expected timeline, you would have more people to enjoy it with, or potentially more people to experience it with, compared to when you do it at an odd time or at an outlier's time. That's like the same shit with dating, right? When you what did I see? I think I saw like this Instagram story or something where basically they say that, okay, this is the prime time for dating, and then after that you can still find people, but they might not be the same standard of people after this age. Because, you know, it's just reality that good people with good standards are people who are of great value in the dating community probably have gotten snatched up by somebody else by this age, which is kind of fair. That's just how reality is, right? X Games Anderson, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Deep Blue. It kind of sucks when you got to move out with like 14. 14 what? Children? 14 what? Oh, wait, I didn't... Wait, what? 14 what? Situation is unique. A lot of Z's my age are doing that. 14. Oh, at 14. At the age of 14, I'm like, move out with 14 children? What are you talking about? Shit. Could be a whole football team. Kim, you're awesome. Have a good day, Tidlings. Have a good one, Kurt. Thank you for allowing a bit of your time to kind of drop by the Deep Blue, and I hope you had a great time here. You have a good day at work, Kurt. I'm 28 and have had a few bad relations. That's how it is, though. That's how life is. Everyone has had their own share of bad shit, man. It's just a matter of whether you can relate to it or not. The same thing, for example, you losing your wallet, it could happen to person A, person B, and person C, and each of them would have like different levels of seriousness to losing their wallet. You get what I mean? The experience would be different to every single one of them because of how they've grown up, the culture that they're in, and shit like that. Everyone goes through bad shit. But if someone tells you the story about the bad shit that happened to them, and then you're like, you discount that shit or you dismiss it and be like, that's not too bad, or be like, but you're rich, you're fine. I think that's kind of, I hope I'm not calling anyone out, but like, I feel that's kind of inappropriate. I feel like how bad something is relative to the person and is irrelevant to you. What someone experiences is irrelevant to how you think you would experience it. You get what I mean? I don't know. Have you guys watched the documentary of Avicii that popped up on Netflix earlier? Earlier, like 2 weeks ago, I think. It kind of highlighted that as well. Because I think at one point, people were telling Avicii or Tim, like, where Avicii was like voicing out that he feels kind of empty or something like that. He feels like something's missing. And people around him were mostly like, what? You have money? You have fame? What the fuck are you missing? You're probably just imagining things, bro. Like, people just dismissed it or like kind of discounted the idea that he could actually be going through something, you know, even though he was at the top of his golden age. And I don't know, I'm glad that I have the awareness to be able to think this way, and I hope more people can do so too, because I think it would be really kind on people if people could do that, right? Not that I'm saying I'm on a higher horse, no, but like I'm glad that I've thought about this to a point where I think I can actually practice it day to day in a way. I haven't been on Netflix, so I don't know what's on there. Yeah, I mean, every once in a while, Netflix and like streaming platforms actually put up pretty decent stuff. You know, the stuff where you can't be bothered watching, but once you give it a chance, it's actually pretty fucking good. I saw something yesterday I think you would like. They said someone's worth and value as a person isn't determined by if they work or not. Ah, yeah. Yeah, I like that. It's kind of similar to a quote that I stumbled across a while back, which is, someone could do what they love for work, and someone can work to do what they love. Neither is more noble. Which is so true. What's wrong with someone working a corporate job so they can enjoy their hobbies versus an entrepreneur who loves what they're doing and doesn't have to work a corporate job? If you think about it, neither is more noble, right? I think it's kind of like a similar perspective with that, what you said, Brian. And I think that's all these sort of sentiments just comes from the fact that I think naturally people are just predisposed to kind of want to feel superior over like just whatever they can, because that's natural self-defense and feel good shit. Feeling superior it makes you feel nice, right? If anything, it takes extra effort to kind of be aware of when you're actually feeling that way. I'm pretty sure that's how it is. I think there's things you can simplify though. Identify what you want and then continue to grow in a path of progression. Life is a summation of choice. We have the power to change our current position. It's like Nasir Jones said, this is my ending and my new beginning, nostalgia, alpha, and omega places. It's like a glitch in the matrix. Wait, identify what you want and then continue to grow in the path of progression. Ah, you mean like a purpose? Honestly, I notice that some people are actually fine without living for a certain purpose. Some people are totally fine without having goals. Like, they just enjoy existing, killing time until they die, which is technically what we all do. And I guess that's fine. I mean, technically you're not hurting anyone, right? And would you really be able to say that a person who is working a 9-to-5 boring ass job and is just living life without purpose versus an entrepreneur who's like fucking crazy and is a millionaire, and is just super motivated all the time and doing this and that? Do you think the entrepreneur is more noble than the person who's living without purpose, who's just going through day to day but enjoying their lives? I don't think so. It's just a choice of living, right? And it doesn't really show their value either, like whatever it is. I think it's more like we got to the point earlier, everyone's just like their own individual. Some people are just predisposed to act a certain way and they have their own preferences and stuff like that. At the end of the day, it's your life to live, your life to die with. I think what really matters is like how satisfied with life in general you are. If whatever you're doing right now makes you feel satisfied with life, then you're probably going the right way. If it's not, then maybe you should do something about it. If you being happy involves not having a purpose, then that's fine. Not everyone has a higher vocation or calling to do something, Not everyone can be the main protagonist of the story. And not everyone has to be. Like for me, I'm like the NPC that the protagonist could come to for advice if they want to, but I'm not the protagonist. I don't have to do bombastic things, I think either is better than the other, but they both have different places in life as they're both striving for improvement. Yeah. I think what matters is just living the best version of your life or going towards the best version of yourself. Like designing yourself in a way that you really do enjoy it and end up being content with it. Yeah. I see too many people blaming everything else except actually doing something to change that situation. Noira, the wise mentor character confirmed. Yeah, I'm like Urahara in Bleach, or like those side characters that people would come to for a drink and then start ramble on, and then I give them advice that actually changes the plot of the story, the progression of the story. Yeah. That's what we are here at the Deep Blue. I'm just an NPC, you know, who happens to have a little bar at night and just yaps a lot. And sometimes that yap catches onto some stray protagonist, and then it changes their character development. Those sons on the tail of VTubers, chill and wise, damn. But piss them off and they'll absolutely wreck you. Oh god, imagine if I got into VTuber drama. God damn. Honestly, I just want to make content and yap and stream. And that's my main priority. I just wanted to know I did something of value rather than something everyone else was already doing. Then that's okay. But you can't assume that everyone else wants the same thing as you do, which is that, right? And thus you shouldn't have judgment over that someone who maybe doesn't want what you want or doesn't see the way you see things. Because, you know, maybe they're happy with the way they are or what they're going at, or maybe they have their own thing, or they have not come across the related experiences that might let them see a certain way and thus can't appreciate things the way you see things, which is actually a POV that I also always see from. If someone doesn't know how to do a certain something, sometimes it's not that they're dumb. Sometimes it's just that they've never gotten the accumulation, the series of experiences that could have led them towards learning about this thing or having a knowledge of a certain opinion, you know. You know, sometimes they're not dumb, and sometimes they're not mean. Sometimes it's just that they don't have the necessary experiences. Like people who are naive, for example. People who are naive and gullible, you think like, oh my god, they're so fucking dumb and gullible. What the fuck? When in reality, they just haven't gone through the right amount of experiences to see things the way that you see things now. Can you really blame them if they just haven't gone through that? Don't judge people for being genuinely ignorant. Judge people for being intentionally ignorant. Yes, I like that. Yeah, that. Exactly. Cheers. Genjutsu-sama, I like the fact that whenever you do chat, you're just agreeing with me. That's so fucking cute. You never know what experience is needed until you need it. It's impossible to know everything. Therefore, we're all ignorant to so much in at least some capacity. Yeah, that's why we should all stay fucking humble, right, guys? You know what my favorite types of discussions are? So, I met with like a Canadian... Remember the group of like Canadian guys who were like all super attractive that I met last Friday? Well, anyway, with one of the guys, he was actually... I don't want to get into politics, but like he was like saying how in a certain political situation, the government was unwilling to monetize natural gases, right? And he thought that it was such a dumb move. And I'm like, oh, okay, I don't know anything about that and the politics of there. However, I did hear that in this place, they sold a lot of natural gases and, you know, it resulted in a lot of shit happening to like, I think cracks in people's homes and everything. Basically, things that fucks up civilians. There were a lot of like civilian consequences due to them selling a lot of natural gases. However, I did say I always put a disclaimer. I have shitty short-term memory. I might be inaccurate because I'm not like cross-checking right now. But as I remember it, that's how I heard it on YouTube. And what I appreciated was the fact like he was like, oh really, I did not know about that. Maybe I just never looked it up, and maybe I just haven't come across that information. That's why I'm thinking the way that I think. And I'm like, oh wow, that's really nice. We could have discussions for days. I like that sort of mentality. I like the fact that, you know, I like it when people are just generally humble when they come into a discussion. I really appreciate that. Those are the sort of discussions that I like. Like when you notice, when you watch the round table of like the Nobel Award winners, the Nobel laureates, they come into the session with that sort of mentality as well, that the other person on the other part of the table could possibly know more than them, and it's okay if we're wrong, and it's okay if they're wrong. We're all just students of life anyway. That sort of mentality, and I like that. It, yeah. You get what I mean? It's those sort of discussions that I enjoy. And it's rare for me to find people who can actually discuss about stuff like that. So it was nice. Also, the guy was fucking drunk, but it was still a nice discussion. Yeah. And, you know, I love discussions where it's okay to agree to disagree, you know? Because for me, I could say, okay, maybe I just don't know much about the subject, but I think it's incorrect, but it's totally okay if I'm incorrect too. You get what I mean? Like, I'm chill with that. And it's okay if you think that I'm incorrect. I'm chill with that. I have my own opinion because of certain reasons. So, yeah, it's cool. Online people don't want to be wrong. Now, when it comes to like online discussions and discourses, I think mostly it's due to the fact that people online are generally just more anonymous. Meaning that people you meet online, you assume to not come across again after your first digital interaction with them. And generally, people with strangers where you don't expect to have to build a relationship with them, they tend to not have a default disposition of having to be kind to them. You get what I mean? If you don't expect to meet them again, some people might have this notion that it's fine if I want to be mean because I'm not going to see them again anyway. It's just like when you go holidaying out to a different country and you go fucking party, and then you think, oh, it's okay for me to get shit-faced drunk and do stupid, embarrassing, humiliating things because nobody's going to recognize me anyway. That sort of shit. I think that's what happens online. That's why a lot of people like say a lot of wild and crazy shit online and say some stupid shit online and get so angry so easily online. And there's just generally, it's just lacking kindness. Yeah. It's the perceived lack of consequence because you think that you just won't come across them again. I think that's lacking both in online and IRL discourse. The ability to move on from a topic where both disagree with each other and neither is convinced of the other side. Oh yeah, I agree with that. When it comes to like humility for like discussions, I think it's generally lacking within like the whole society. It's nice, it'd be nice if they understood that you may not be knowledgeable in a topic that's discussed, so you might get something wrong. But that'll have to come from you. Like for me, when I'm talking about something where I'm not sure of, or I haven't cross-checked the research on, I always put a disclaimer on it. I'll be like, okay, as I know it personally, this is what I remember. However, I have shit memory, so you can fact check me on that. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. Or I'll be like, this is my personal opinion, but you might want to ask this guy instead. That's what I always do. Like if I'm unsure about something, I always express that, so that they know that I'm not 100% confident with it. And the good thing about that is that sometimes they can also cross-check for you, meaning like they can help you cover your ass as well in a way. Like, oh, okay, then maybe you should do this to just really be sure about it, those sort of thing. I really do discern between the things that I'm sure of when I'm talking about something versus the things I'm not sure of. I've been a little strange and on apps, but I never intend to be weird. I've been weird though, and sometimes I do it kind of on purpose. I don't know what the consequences of those are. Because the thing is, like, I think in general, I'm like, I carry myself like this as I am with you guys, with everyone I meet. So I've never the thought has never come to me to be kind of not be how I am on default with everything that I do. Check your art channel? Let me check in a bit. Found you on YouTube. I love the content. Oh, thank you. I'm getting ready to do a career change. Do you have any stories about that? About a career change? Wait, how big of a career change is it? One story. Do I have a story about that? No, but I can tell you that if you got the logic and critical thinking and communication skills down, you can basically tackle anything in life, bro. You can change any fucking career and you'll be fine. As long as you know how to work with logic well, how to think critically and retrospect, and communicate. That is the basis for working everything. Let me check Discord. What's on Discord? Oh, is it the art channel? Oh, that 2D man. Sorry. Ooh, what the fuck? Who is this? Sorry, I got distracted by Zach's posting of 2D man. Oh, that's so cute. You even drew my tattoos. Thank you. I love that. I love that. Guys, they drew me on Discord. Oh, that's so cute. Thank you. You know, a lot of people actually forget to draw my tattoos. What did I miss? People think I'm weird because I play games, watch anime, play cricket, and don't go out. People think, oh, you're so British. No, sorry, British/Australian. The only people I know who play cricket are like British, Australians, and Indians. Yeah, those friends of mine. That's all I know. I say you're British by default when I hear the word cricket because my cousin's British husband plays cricket every Saturday from like 9 a.m. till 6 p.m. I remember that specifically. And he comes over to a family meeting and be like, hey guys, this is my cricket chair. And I'm like, what do you mean it's a cricket chair? It's like, yeah, I use this chair for cricket and drink beer when I'm waiting. And I'm like, what? Wait, what? How much downtime do you have in cricket to the point that you have a foldable chair for you to drink beer in whilst you wait for whatever you have to do? That's fucking crazy. Sorry, I got distracted by cricket. What were you saying? You know what? I'm loving it, so yeah, whatever. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, he has a fucking folding chair for cricket. He brought it to like one of our barbecue, like family barbecues. And it was like, yeah, I sit on this chair and drink beer for cricket. And I'm like, that does not make sense in my head. Like, what kind of sport lets you do that? I know nothing about cricket, by the way, but now I do. I knew nothing about cricket back then. But talking to him, he kind of like enlightened me on the nature of cricket. And it sounds like a fun, chill time. Cricket is apparently British for chill time with the boys. Yeah. And it's nice, isn't it? As an artist, tattoos are incredibly hard to draw, so I wouldn't be surprised if people intentionally skip it. I know, right? But, you know, that's like, I had the conundrum of like whether I want to put my PNG of my tattoos out there or not, because I know that my tattoos are a bitch to draw. However, if I put my PNG out there, I'm actually worried someone might just take it and use it for themselves, either for their own tattoos or for like their own VTubers or like their own designs. So it's like a little conundrum happening, because I would very much prefer that nobody actually uses my tattoos for like their own design, because I actually have some of the tattoos IRL. That'd be really weird to have twinning tattoos, right? So at the end of the day, manager San and I decided to not put the PNG of my tattoo out there. Yeah. Were you thirsting midstream? Yes. Let's be honest, everyone is weird in their own ways. It's just that they decide to hide it. And some people hide it better than others. You know, like I said, when people meet me outside, offline, people assume I'm a normie. And I can hide it pretty decently, I think. Yeah. They just don't know that I'm a VTuber. They don't know that I simp over 2D men like crazy. They don't know that, you know, I like reading hentai doujin. You know, that sort of shit. They don't know these things. They assume I'm a normie and I can pull it off pretty well. And I'm fine with being perceived as a normie as well. Honestly, your tattoos remind me of awoken sigils from the game Destiny. Like the FPS. So yeah, guys, whatever you guys enjoy, as long as it's not hurting anyone or yourself or the people around you, don't worry about it, you know? Then just enjoy it. Awoken sigils from destiny. I don't know, because like these tats of mine were the one on my collar and my shoulder. They're actually inspired by the one on my arm, which is like an IRL tattoo that I have. And that was inspired by, I don't think you guys have ever seen the full tattoo, but it's generally inspired by the balance of the rising of the sun and the falling of the moon, just the balance between that. And that was the idea of the tattoo. And it got interpreted this sort of way by the designer, and thus it's now on my model. Been loving the streams that I've seen. You're an amazing streamer, Noira. Keep up the awesome work. Oh, somehow Master of Laughs. Thank you. I just saw that. Thank you. What does normie means? Normie means like they seem like a normal person, like, you know, stereotypical person in having a decent job, decent life, decent whatever. You get what I mean? Not a nerd. When you understand what a normie is, you're not a normie. But it did not show the tats. I think it's your own thing to keep. Yeah. That's why I decided to just let the tats be. And if people want to draw it, then they can draw it. If not, then they don't have to. It is what it is. I love my tattoos on my design though, and my tattoos and everything. I really like it. But to be fair, I think me being a nerd doesn't discount the fact that I can also be a normie. You know, I don't think it's like one or the other. To be fair, I feel like everyone has like such different, everyone has such complexities, like complex personalities with multiple facades for any given situation and depending on the people that they meet. So I think it's kind of weird to simplify someone as just having one personality, right? Yeah, that chest design IRL. No, I don't. However, I do have a tattoo that's not reflected on my model, and it's my rib tattoo that I told you guys about, that got complimented on Friday night. I think that's so fucking hot. Yeah, that one. my English teacher calls it code switching. Yeah, actually, I've heard that term before. Is it the anime culture or is it deeper? Anime is breaking out into normie culture. Yeah, anime is actually becoming more mainstream, right? Don't you guys reckon? And who would have thought, right? Who would have thought? Now, like, I'm pretty sure, especially Attack on Titan, out of all the animes out there, isn't it crazy that Attack on Titan is the one that's becoming mainstream? I think it's so fucking crazy. And it's just like how K-drama is getting mainstream because of Squid Game, right? You'd think like out of all the K-dramas, it would not be Squid Game, but it's Squid Game that actually is bringing K-drama into the mainstream. It's crazy. Because cartoons fell off. Has it though? Or have we just grown up? That is crazy, especially with bigger animes like One Piece or Bleach. Maybe it's because I guess Attack on Titan's designs are kind of more believable. And I don't know. Because I feel like Attack on Titan is a little bit more grounded in a way that it's not as quote unquote cringe as compared to other anime when you're like showing it to someone new. You get what I mean? It's like a horror story. That sort of shit. How so cringe? It's not too high fantasy in a way. It's more relatable versus One Piece, which I would think that One Piece is very high fantasy. And I think when it's not too high fantasy, I feel that normal people would be able to relate to it more or like be more willing to give it a shot. Also, the style of the anime itself, like Attack on Titan, I think it's not as extreme as other animes. The new Dragon Ball is really cute. And also Uniqlo recently released their UT line, their t-shirt line with that design. What is it called? The new Dragon Ball? It's super fucking cute. I can't get over it. Like the story's like meh, but like I just love how fucking cute and wholesome it is. Yeah, Daima, Dragon Ball Daima. How One Piece has 1,000+ episodes. That's gonna be a tall order to watch it. Don't watch it, just play the game. Play like one of the games and you'll get a TLDR of like what it's about. One of the players on my favorite football team does the AOT salute when he makes a good play. Oh my god. Yeah, Attack on Titan is pretty good. And it's complex. I love this story. I think I love it. I love it. It makes you question a lot of things. New Bleach is epic. Oh, the 1,000-Year War or something? 1,000-Year Blood War, was it? I dropped that series. I never watched Bleach, by the way. I know what it's about generally, but I never watched it. Nor read it. But I dropped the 1,000-Year War one when I thought everybody died, and apparently they did not. They just had to go to a fucking spa and everyone got revived. I was so pissed that I just dropped the series. Yeah, I don't know. It just like, it's like one of those things that happen in anime that I'm like, okay, I can't be bothered with it anymore. What the fuck? Like, I thought there were dire consequences to thing, but no. They decided to go to a fucking spa and they're all back. Yeah, like they got me to a point of despair because everyone was dying / dead, but then everyone just fucking revived and I was just, nah, this ain't for me. Although I do think that the animation is great. The spirits, yeah, but this is, I don't know, that just turned me off, man. That turned me off. Yeah. Bleach is going high concept and I love it. I think the concept of Bleach is great. The art style of Bleach is amazing too. Its plot, yeah, I know, but I just haven't been able to honestly see it differently since then. See it in a better light since then, not truly. Oh, the Sakamoto Days anime is out, guys. That's fun. It's good. It's animated really well. It kind of reminds me of Mob Psycho. Have you guys watched it? The animation style feels like Mob Psycho. I don't know if it's actually made by the same studios. I don't even remember which studio Mob Psycho was made by. Is it by, is it WIT? Let me check. Mob Psycho anime. How is Mob Psycho 6.7 out of 10 on IMDb? You're fucking tripping, bro. How is Mob Psycho 6.7? That's disgusting. That's crazy. It deserves better. What the fuck? Yeah, what the hell? They're tripping. They are fucking tripping. Animation studio. Mob Psycho is peak. Oh, it's Studio Bones. Studio Bones. Yeah, let me check if Sakamoto Days is made by Studio Bones. Oh, it's by TMS. It is not by Studio Bones. It's the guys behind Detective Conan, Fritz Basket, and Dr. Stone. But like the animation style and the in general reminded me of Mob Psycho. Yeah. So good. So good. Sakamoto Days is good. If you guys have not been exposed to Mob Psycho, I think it's one of the best shonens I've watched because it's very lighthearted and chill. But oh my god, the action is so fucking good. The action is so satisfying and I love that kind of shit. That's like the best. I really love my shonen anime, guys, and I love my shonen action. No, Mob Psycho and One Punch Man have the same studio. Probably because different style. Different art style? Have the same studio. Wait, they're written by like the same guy. Let me check. One Punch Man. Are we talking about season 1 or 2? Season 1 was by Madhouse. So it is by a different studio. Season 2 is by JC Staff. Yeah, I don't know who that is. Oh, also, so you guys, have you guys noticed that Spy X Family has really good action as well? Really good like action animation. It's by Wit Studios, right? I was showing my friend Ranking of Kings when we were having like a little housewarming party a while back, and they were like they were impressed by the animation by Ranking of Kings, and I told them, bro, it's like the same animation studios as like Spy X Family. If you guys have not watched Ranking of Kings, trust me, it looks like a Studio Ghibli sort of thing, but oh my god, it is fucking dark. So you're gonna feel feelings of what you felt when you watch Attack on Titan. Ranking of Kings is so good. It's so good. Please watch it. Please watch it and tell me what you think about it. It's like one of my favorites. Yeah, it gives you those feelings of when you watch Attack on Titans. Knights of the Zodiac? Isn't Knights of the Zodiac like fucking, what's it called? I know the live action is played by Makenyu. Knights of the what's it called? Knights of the Zodiac. Is it just called Knights of the Zodiac? Oh, Saint Seiya. Yeah, Saint Seiya. I think it's alright. It's very, I don't know. It's like something you reckon was cool when you were younger. It's not something I would rewatch. Well, what if you haven't seen Studio Ghibli? Just watch Ranking of Kings. Okay, watch Ranking of Kings. So good. Something I would rewatch from back then would be Get Backers, Flame of Recca, Fushigi Yugi. Those are probably some of the stuff I'd rewatch. Wolf's Rain is fucking peak. Evangelion, I don't know. With Evangelion, the pacing is the thing, and I do want to rewatch Evangelion, but I've never gotten around it because I feel like the pacing is kind of slow. However, the movies are great. Yeah. I'm old. You don't even know my age. For all you know, I could be immortal, okay? So stop assuming. Just always assume that I'm older than you guys. Fans of Symphogear. What's Symphogear? But yeah, guys, I can't recommend enough. Please watch Ranking of Kings. The art is really good as well. And it's just like you get such a roller coaster of emotions from feeling so wholesome and just everything so fucking cute and fucking fluffy, and then just deep feelings of despair and betrayal. It's just such a roller coaster ride of emotions. Just watch the first season. You don't have to watch the second. The first season is the best. Cactima, thank you for the follow and welcome to the Deep Blue. Oh, Fluffy. Yeah, trust me. Ranking of Kings is really good. Really good. The animation style is really good. Bartender Kami no Grass. Oh, what's Bartender Kami of Grass? Let me check. Another one that I really like is what was it? The one where they could online shop from a fucking convenience store. Campfire Cooking? Was that what it's called? Campfire Cooking anime. Campfire Cooking in Another World with My Absurd Skill. That one's really fluffy and feel good. It's like one of those very heartwarming animes. Yeah, I would say that if I were to say what my favorite animes were, I think I'd put Mob Psycho, Jujutsu Kaisen, Campfire Cooking, Ranking of Kings, in no particular order. I'd put all these on the list. Yeah. Fruits Basket is goated. Can you believe it? I've never watched Fruits Basket. Isn't it crazy? And I've never watched Ouran High School Club. High School Host Club. I have never watched that. Is it just Ouran Host Club? I've never watched that. Bartender Glass of God. Oh, it's new. It's like 2024. Huh. Interesting. Wait, where do you even watch this? Crunchyroll? I don't have access to Crunchyroll. Thanks though for the recommendation. I'll keep that in mind. And nowadays, the things that I watch, I only watch stuff that's actually on Netflix. Yeah, a lot of good animes. I feel like we're so blessed to be living in the current era of really good animation quality. Like we're in an era where every animation studio is trying to one up each other. So they're trying their best to make everything look the best that they can. And it's fucking beautiful. Slice of life anime has never really appealed to me, but when I say that knowing fully well one of my favorite newer anime is that time I got reincarnated as a slime. Tensura is great. Tensura is great. I love Tensura. Also, technically, if I could categorize myself as a VTuber with my content, my vibes, I would say I'm a slice of life VTuber. Do you guys reckon I fit that vibe? But like that's like the easiest way for me to explain to people what my streams are like. And what I say is that basically I try to go for the vibes of slice of life anime with my general content. And they're like, wait, how does that work? So hey, if you don't like slice of life anime, you're here though. You're here. Slice of life VTuber, yeah. Because I feel like I end up going for the vibes, the aesthetics, and the things that I talk about. It's pretty much like a slice of life anime. At least that's what I'd like to think, or what I go for. You literally have a video called Living Like a Slice of Life Anime? Yeah! But like when I first purported that idea on Reddit, on the virtual YouTuber subreddit, they were like kind of, I guess back then it wasn't as apparent. But I got feedback from that subreddit saying that if you want to be a slice of life anime VTuber, shouldn't you be doing certain things? Shouldn't you be having certain vibes? And shouldn't you be talking about certain things? And I'm like, oh wait, yeah, you're correct. You should be more candid and stuff like that. That makes sense. So I think people were apprehensive at first when I said that I was a slice of life VTuber, but it was for good reason. And now I have achieved these vibes at least. Though how accurate it is to actually being similar to a slice of life anime vibe is arguable. But I'm pretty happy at where I'm at with the vibes that I provide, right? Zenshu is a MAPPA original recently released, and it's pretty cool so far. It's about an animator who gets isekai to her favorite anime and does her best to fight against the tragic events that take place. Didn't MAPPA also do an original of fuck, I don't remember what it's called, but the animation was fucking amazing. It's an original on Netflix. It's a Japanese name. MAPPA original movie. Maboroshi. Have you guys seen that? The animation is great. The story is like kind of out there as Final Fantasy VIII. But MAPPA, the animation for Maboroshi is so beautiful. While we're on the topic of anime, I can't believe my first anime is Elfen Lied. I know nothing about Elfen Lied. All I know is that like that's people's first perception of a yandere character. It's from Elfen Lied. Hi there, Lydia. Oh yeah, recently the animes that I watch, I'm about to rewatch Ranking of Kings. And yeah, Sakamoto Days is pretty fucking good. Oh, recently I watched Shangri-La Pro, Shampuro, which was interesting. Wait, hold on. Have any of you guys watched Shampro or Shangri-La Frontier? Have you guys watched that? So the thing is, I thought that the premise of the anime is kind of boring. It's basically like you play a video game, and that's basically it. However, with the latest season and the ending of it, it really portrays really well the feeling of when you do a raid and you what's the word? You gotta clutch to make things happen and make sure that you get out of the raid alive, and that feeling of urgency and direness and just this satisfaction from completing that fight. I think Shangri-La Frontier captures that so well as an anime that's portraying a game. I think it's the most accurate portrayal of that sort of feeling. Like, you know, when you fight Elden Ring bosses for 200 times and then you finally win. That, or like, you know, that's when you PvP and you meet a very strong team and you come out winning. Or when you do a raid with 60 people like Molten Core and you're the first server first attempting that raid and you actually do it and you get to celebrate it. That sort of feeling is portrayed pretty well with Shangri-La Frontier. And that was like an interesting thing because I don't think I've ever watched like another anime attempt that sort of feeling. So it was interesting. It was interesting. And an interesting experience to watch, I guess. Enough time has passed. Elfen Light isn't as dark as people say. What is Elfen Light about? What is Elfen Light about? That first time I played Chronos and Hades 2. I have not played Hades 2. Literally ran to my wife to brag. Yeah, that sort of feeling. That sort of feeling of euphoria that comes out from adrenaline from playing a game. Like a challenging game. I'm obsessed with the new opening for Shangri-La Frontier. Definitely gotta pick up the manga once the season ends. Wait, is there still like a continuation? I thought like the season ended. Isn't it on like episode 21 or something? Oh wait, did I stop watching it? I might have stopped watching it. Maybe I haven't finished the season. Because I think I got really sleepy the other day, so I like stopped watching it after, you know, they succeeded. I'm gonna be very vague so that I don't accidentally spoil anything. Yeah. It's one of the more controversial animes out there. Wait, controversial how? As controversial as Berserk? Is it that controversial? 50 episodes. Okay, for sure I have not finished it because I remember I was like on episode 20-ish. 22 or something. I think I was still on season 1. But yes, guys, please watch Ranking of Kings. And once you do, please tell me, if I'm not live, tell me on Discord. I really love recommending Ranking of Kings to people and then just have them tell me about their experience. Mainly for a certain scene. Not sure anything is as controversial as Berserk. I'm gonna confess, I'm American. I watch more American cartoons, and that's okay. I've been rewatching Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes, and 2012 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. And oh, if we're talking about like American anime / cartoons, Invincible is great. I think Invincible is really good. Have you guys watched that? It's kind of like The Boys, but animated. It was pretty good. I was hooked on that shit. I tried reading the Berserk manga. I dropped it because it made me too uncomfortable. I haven't even attempted. That's the thing. But I've heard things about Berserk. I feel like you would really like Odd Taxi. Oh, Beastars. Beastars was pretty interesting. Beastars is one of those animes that make you really rethink things as well. I love those kinds of anime. Beastars. I haven't watched the second season though. I don't think so. Let me see. What was it? Odd Taxi. Sounds like fake taxi, bro. Oh, cute walrus guy. What is this? I love the art. I love the art style. It's so cute. Where can I watch this? Crunchyroll? Fuck. I have zero access to Crunchyroll. Oh, it's on Prime. Okay, I'm gonna check it out on Prime. I'm gonna check it out on Prime. Oh, Legend of Vox Machina. I love that. By the way, I used to be someone who's very into Critical Role. At one point in my life, I was very much a D&D nerd, guys, by the way. I spent like 3 times a week to play D&D back then. That was like my major entertainment. And what Legend of Vox Machina is basically an animated retelling of the D&D adventures of Critical Role. And it's really good. You don't need Berserk in your life? Yeah, don't worry. I don't plan to watch it. Fucking watching Goblin Slayer made me feel very weird as well. WoW and D&D, are you sure you're not basically American? Come on, Dungeons and Dragons and World of Warcraft was a global thing, okay? Yeah, Goblin Slayer made me feel... I don't know. I can't even explain the feelings that it gave me. Okay, I'm not even gonna talk about it. But yeah, Goblin Slayer was kind of, yeah. But Goblin Slayer was generally pretty good, except for some scenes, you know. I've returned and I bring chili for. I want chili. I'm still a nerd. So are you, Scarling. So are you. Watch Ranking of Kings, Scarling. Goblin Slayer goblins are a grimdark version of goblins. What do you mean grimdark version? WoW was everywhere when I was a kid. I wasn't old enough, but I knew about it. World of Warcraft was such a huge thing for me, I think. There were two games that like had a huge impact on me. It's Ragnarok Online and World of Warcraft, because I think those were around the first times I really got to experience what open world RPGs were, and what it was like to just genuinely chat with random people around the world. That shit was fun, I think. Yeah. It was interesting. It made me believe that, you know, you can actually make genuine talks on the internet and make genuine connections on the internet. Yeah, and they're very nostalgic to me. They play WoW on dial-up? Who? WoW on dial-up is fucking crazy. WoW was released in like 2004, and I think was it 2004? I think by then people would have cable already, right? Like cable connection, like the upgrade after dial-up. World of Warcraft release. 2004. Damn, I am good. Man, I wish I could replay World of Warcraft again. But nowadays I'm like, yeah, but like if I pay for a $15 subscription and I play it on stream like once or twice, should I really be paying $15 for that shit? You know what I mean? And I'm like, do my titlings even want to watch me play World of Warcraft? Because to me, it's more of like a very nostalgic thing. And that's the thing with nostalgia, right? The mystery of nostalgia is that something could not particularly be too great, but you'll enjoy it anyway, mostly for the memories and not for the essence of its features at the end of the day. It's not because it's actually good. It's because of memories you had of it. On their phones and tablets strong enough to play WoW these days? Yes. Well, I remember back then there was an era where we think that 150 kilobytes per second was fast as heck. Oh yeah. 150 kilobytes per second was fucking crazy. And now it's like, what, 100 Mbps is the minimum? If we play WoW Classic with chat, we will join you. Would you guys want to play WoW Classic with me? Yo, that sounds like a great idea. I honestly would, but I would only honestly be online when I'm streaming, because if I'm not streaming, I literally, most of the times, I'm just really not around my PC to play games. I literally don't play games outside of stream. Dude, wouldn't it be funny if we just dedicate one day to start Classic together and we could just party with each other? That'd be so fun, wouldn't it? And then we could like make our own guild and shit, and just, you know, you guys don't have to be committed to the game. Like, we could just casual play it. But, like, we could play World of Warcraft together. That'd be super fun. We can call the guild the Deep Blue. You can't have the same feeling replaying. I mean, with some MMORPGs, I think you can still capture that nostalgia. With some RPGs, like, for example, Final Fantasy VIII, I remembered back then Final Fantasy VIII was my favorite Final Fantasy, but I couldn't explain why. So I figured out I would replay it. And what I did, I was like, how the fuck was this shit my favorite Final Fantasy? I don't understand what the fuck is going on. You know? It doesn't make sense. So that was one of the games that I was like, I felt like I had a strong nostalgia for it. But when I played it, I'm like, it doesn't make sense. But like when I play like Ragnarok Online or World of Warcraft, every time I do play it, I always get that feeling of good nostalgia, no matter how fucking grindy it is. At least for me. Maybe I know it's not for everyone. I know some people who used to play World of Warcraft and don't look to coming back to it again, especially for Classic, because it doesn't make sense to them. But for me, it's specifically Ragnarok Online and World of Warcraft that makes it work. I never played World of Warcraft, but I'd be down to start with everyone. Hey, World of Warcraft has always been somewhat underwhelming to me. You typically have to run specific things or get shit on, and then there's a lack of customization compared to IRL D&D. Oh, for sure! Dungeons and Dragons is like, I think is the peak gaming. I'm not even gonna fucking lie. However, it's very person dependent because you need a dungeon master and everything like that, right? But I feel like if we're talking about peak gaming, Dungeons and Dragons is where it's at. I myself have DM'd, dungeon mastered once. And do you know when I DM'd, I had a fucking script for like all my NPCs, and I made like multiple paths that the players could go on, can go on, and I would kill off certain characters for like progression. I made sure to kill off as many characters as I could. I was like, okay, my inspiration is Game of Thrones. I want them to feel Game of Thrones. That's what I did when I DM'd. And when it came to the bosses, I literally made World of Warcraft boss mechanics, raid mechanics, into Dungeons and Dragons. There was berserk mechanic, like if they don't take down the boss within this amount of time, they would go berserk and they would wipe, for example. And then there was this other mechanic where I think you kind of have to balance the HP between these two bosses to be able to take them down. And then the other mechanic was, I might be remembering things wrong, it's been forever. The other mechanic, I remember the final boss, the mechanic was there were like multiple phases between her being human, dragon, and then rampaging dragon that would chase you around the fucking castle. And if you don't roll high enough to run and jump and dodge things, you will fucking die and just fall to your death. Because, well, she's running and everything in her wake is crumbling. She's running at you, bro. Yeah, that shit was fun. Why not do a D&D collab with other VTubers? The thing with Dungeons and Dragons is that it's too time consuming for my lifestyle nowadays. So that's why I kind of ditched it. It was super fun though. Have a good one, Brian, and please eat well. Get your good amount of protein. And I hope you enjoyed the stream and had a good stay. I remember when I DM'd and revealed a plot twist that fit perfectly with the player's backstory and they got shocked with. Still feel a good feeling to this day. Yeah, those moments are fucking just amazing, aren't they? Dungeons and Dragons is amazing. We need a short campaign. Even a short campaign is a minimum of like 3 hours, bro. There's no way you could get a fucking D&D campaign done in 1 hour. I've been part of a campaign that's lasted 6 years. We're all over level 20 now. Our DM has introduced epic levels and we're about to find Jin turned Lich, who is one of my party members' father. 6 years! 6 years is wild and I respect that. I respect that. Yeah, there are just some things nowadays in my current lifestyle that just doesn't work anymore. Yeah, even one-shot campaigns. I've technically done a one-shot D&D campaign on stream before, led by Rizos. It was a while back. That lasted like 4 or 5 hours. It's very hard to keep Dungeons and Dragons campaigns compact. D&D is just one of those things that I love, but like doesn't fit into my current lifestyle, so I just stopped doing it. And I think that's something you realize as you grow older and as your lifestyle slowly, supposedly changes. You'd see that there are just some things that you have to let go. Right, guys? Hi there, Gate Graphic. I'm doing good. Welcome to the Deep Blue. I really want to play D&D one day. Well, what's stopping you? And what's the worst that could happen? When I wanted to start D&D, it was like a wild shot in the dark. I think I was streaming back then. I was streaming, IRL streaming, and I was like asking whether anyone knows how I can get started on D&D. And like a viewer of mine actually said that he had a group of friends he played D&D with. And surprise, surprise, it led me to Vin, Manager Son. So I actually knew Manager Son from D&D. And here we are now. Our game has been running for 7 or 8 years. That's fucking amazing, dude. I have a group of people that are playing Pathfinder and finding a new DM after the last one rage quitted was a pain. Oh no, what the fuck happened? It sounds like there's tea behind that shit of why your DM quit. But I really do have mad respect for people who manage to keep long-term campaigns. Damn, like, I think D&D or such similar games require such a high level of commitment that if you're able to work your schedule around that, I respect that. Me getting started with D&D meant getting regulated to the forever DM box. Yeah, that's sad, because I feel like you experience the game differently. It's like two separate games. Like, you know how they say with Dota, when you're just a pub player versus when you're like, if you're just in the random, you're just a normal player versus when you're a pro player, it's almost like two separate games. I can only say this for Dota because I don't know how it is for League, but I think it's similar with Dungeons and Dragons. When you're a DM versus when you're actually playing the game, it's just two different things. It's almost like two separate games. Basically, big old man child quit because we kept on calling him on stupid shit, and then one day he just decided to ban those who actually wanted him to be a better person and tried to help. Oh my god! The tea spilled over the DMing and the Dungeons and Dragonsing. Oh, okay, goddamn. Then, I'm sorry y'all had to go through that then. He also streams here. Well, I don't know what he streams. I mean, people go through character development at their own pace, right? We can't force someone to listen, and we can't assume they want to listen. They will only listen when they want to listen. So there's no point on advising someone if they don't want to listen in the first place. So when you are putting out advice or wanting to kind of have someone become a better person, for example, first thing you need to make sure is whether they're willing to listen. Because if they're not, well, there's no point. There's no way. Like, you might as well not bother. If anything, it's just gonna fuck things over. Yeah, y'all might like D&D horror stories. Oh my god, is that like a whole subreddit of just D&D tea? Or is it like D&D crazy moments? I still see him in mutual spaces and he's still an indirect shit, but I'm petty. Understandable. Well, I guess the most we can hope for is that he eventually goes through his character development arc, right? With the cantrips of minor illusion, druidcraft, thaumaturgy, and especially prestidigitation. Oh my god, I can never say that. Prestidigitation. I can piss off any DM. Yeah, I mean, if you're creative enough, you can piss off any DM with a roll of a dice. Like, what if you just want to charisma roll everything and everyone? You know, that'll piss off the DM enough. What if you just try rizzing everything, including inanimate objects? There are so many ways to piss off the DM. Depending on like the group of people you're with, it could either be you know, fucking annoying or like super fun. I rolled to seduce the locked door. Yeah, I mean, that's not too far-fetched. We have Beauty and the Beast and, you know, Lumiere and Cogsworth, right? It's not too far-fetched to seduce the locked door. Seduce that mirror. That's like some narcissist sort of shit. Now turning on seduce door, what happens? The door actually reveals some very elongated, sultry lashes, and they go for a little smooch, and the smooch leads to a keyhole that you can actually open up with your fingers. Oh god. I must stop myself right there. I must stop myself right there. I didn't even think that it would go that way. God damn. Yes, DMs can get very creative. Dungeons and Dragons was super fun. Chill. I'm chill. I'm chilling with whiskey. Oh wow, today's talks have been mad and very variative from the start, hey? We started from like talking about life talks to career change advice. That was interesting. That's something quite new. I don't think anyone in chat has asked me about like career change advice in general. And yeah, I don't think I have much advice for it either, because like I probably don't know the whole story, so I can't like advise much about it. And then we got to talking about anime and Dungeons and Dragons, and that's super fun. After a few shots of whiskey, Night Shadowblade, drink 2 glasses of water right now, or drink glasses of water equivalent to the shots of whiskey you've had, or get some electrolytes in you. You don't want a hangover tomorrow. Hangovers are horrible. I love the idea of mimics being anything from boxes to houses. Oh yeah, that shit's fun. Wait, you talked about career change? Oh yeah, it did, for a tad bit. I think someone came into chat asking about like, I'm about to go through a career change. Do you have any advice towards that? Someone did ask that, right? And I think my answer was really just, I really don't know, because I think to be able to answer that question, I need to know what career you're going from and to. But in general, I did say that, and I stand by this, that if you have the logic and the critical thinking and the humility, very important. I didn't say humility, but I should include humility. The humility and the communication skills, you can basically tackle any sort of job. That's like the core essentials of learning or getting decent at anything. You'll be fine. It's just the whole of being able to make things make sense and being able to think critically and criticize things, to be humble enough to accept that you might be possibly wrong, and having also, and being able to retrospect on whatever feedback you have, and being able to communicate that clearly to whoever you're working with. Those are the essential pillars to any work, honestly. Yeah, that's what I truly think. How do people handle whiskey well? How do people handle whiskey well? Well, you pace yourself. Why no head rub redeem? Yeah, when I'm in this aesthetic mode, there's no head rub redeem. Hey, Jonathan, I have no idea what you're saying. I'm sorry. This is an English exclusive stream, so I'm sorry if I can't reply to you. Bro's still going. Talking about career. Thank you for the hydrate. I shall drink some water. Let's say I got accepted to one job. Hold on. But a couple of days after I work for that job, I got another update that I got accepted to another job that I like better. What should I do? Have you signed anything? Essentially, as long as you haven't signed anything, it's okay to back away from job. And it's a matter of if you... The thing is, I don't know what that job is. If you decline the first job, is it going to affect your career reputation? Like, will people talk in the industry about it? If not, then it's fine. You can... And if you haven't signed anything, it's fine. Honestly, even if you've signed stuff and you know that that job that you want more is worth it compared to whatever reputation you might potentially ruin for yourself, is worth it, it's fine. Go for it. I remember my friend was telling me a story about my friend, about her friend who wanted to switch jobs, and she asked her boss about it because the boss already approved. She asked the boss about the new boss that she was getting into at the new job, and the boss said that, oh no, she didn't ask the boss. She asked her colleague who used to work there, I think. And the colleague said, oh yeah, you know our boss, she's pretty strict and she's pretty fucking crazy sometimes, right? Well, the boss at your new place is like at least twice worse. And she's already signed like the contract and everything like that. And she backed out of it immediately because she knows that she does not want to expose herself to that level of stress. So at the end of the day, it really depends on you. Is it worth it? Just says hi and wishes you a good day. Hi there, Arararagi. Oh, you mean is it Spanish? The guy? I see. Have a good day too, Spanish guy. Well, my first job is a promoter for NGOs, and the second job is a B2B account manager. Well, that's quite far. But like I said, I honestly feel that as long as you have the logic, the critical thinking, the humility, and the communication skills, you can basically do any job, dude. Because I think any job is mostly based on that. Or like you can learn any job with those sort of pillars sorted out. I finished my whiskey, so I'm gonna just drink some water. Jobs are learnable, indeed. Which brings us to the topic that we were talking about yesterday. With the advent of AI, I still do truly believe that in the future, the jobs that are more valuable will become the jobs that require high EQ, or jobs that require emotional intelligence. So guys, here's your reminder. This is your PSA. If you don't know what emotional intelligence is or what it constitutes of, consider researching it. And I think it's very important, not just for your job. I think it's really important for life in general. And I think the framework of emotional intelligence is quite nice, you know? It really simplifies. Basically, I think no matter what you do in life, knowing about emotional intelligence could be good for you. Emotional intelligence goes such a long way with everything in life. EQ isn't talked about enough, right? Tell me about it. Like all these things I've talked about in general, it wouldn't come without a level of awareness and a level of empathy and a level of all these things that are kind of related to EQ, which I realized later on. EQ just, it kind of just frameworks it. You get what I mean? So if you think that I'm wise and everything like that, it's because apparently I accidentally developed an emotional intelligence. But it's very important, guys. It's very important. It's a skill we'll need to learn ourselves, also teach future generations for real. And research has also shown that children who are taught the essentials of emotional intelligence and how to go about it, they end up living their life better in general. So yes, please look up emotional intelligence. Just learn about it. If you want, there's a book about it by the guys who actually made the framework. I actually just started on the book, which actually is why I decided to talk about it. Because I think it's just a very interesting topic. And I really do think, and it's also addressed in the book, that emotional intelligence isn't talked about enough, nor is it taught enough. And it's very emotional intelligence isn't talked about enough, despite of how important it is to our day-to-day. I don't understand why some people come to me for advice. Even my mom has come to me for advice about dating, of all things, that when I've never had a girlfriend. Sometimes people come to me for advice, but honestly, it's just, maybe they just want someone to listen to. Is someone who wants to listen to them. They just need someone to offload their thoughts to. And being emotionally intelligent is being able to realize which is which. Because if someone wants you to listen, you shouldn't give them advice. It's not the right time to give advice. So you gotta be wise about that. My therapist once told me my emotional intelligence is higher than most people in their 20s. I have a better chance at finding a girlfriend I'm compatible with when I hit my 30s. Wait, why? Why in your 30s? Because like the other women of your age would not be able to relate to your emotional intelligence? Is that what your therapist said? Is that what your therapist means? But I guess if they know for sure that that's how it is, they know better. I guess they'd have a better benchmark. And also, hi, Ghost of Mint. For me, I think growing up, I've just always thought that I was weird. I felt like I was weird for thinking about certain things in a certain way. And then it's only recently that I realized that that's potentially emotional intelligence, you know, all that awareness and everything like that. I remember when I was like a wee kid, I was like thinking about the meaning of life. and shit like that. You know what I mean? And like I had like this weird awareness. I don't know. It's just weird. I always thought I was weird. And then at one point, I think I believed that I was weird, so I tried to normalize myself. But then after a while, I realized, fuck it. And I just rolled with it. And that's how you get the current sea fox, guys. The current ancient sea fox goddess. I am not ancient, nor am I a goddess. Not yet, at least. And neither are we a cult, by the way, guys. I'm just a sea fox who has a little junk shop called the Deep Blue, and we're drinking right now. Thank you for the time check, Sheena. No, we're not a cult, guys. We're not a cult. She is a chosen one. Oh, yes. Only I am the honored one, guys. Only I am the honored one. The one and only sea fox. Yeah, that's what my therapist believes. Also, hey, quietly lurking to this podcast while covering the screen so Mane-san doesn't catch me. All good, all good. Hopefully you enjoyed the podcast. Not ancient, just not a hag. One-san. It's One-san. Come on, guys. It's not that hard. It's Onneesan. One-chan. I'll go by One-chan too. It's kind of cute. Not a hag, though. Not a hag. Noira is related to Gojo. Oh, no, if I'm related to him, I can't fucking date him. No, I'm not related to him. I can't date someone that I'm related to. That's fucking weird. Yeah, we've had 2 accusations today. Isn't that fucking crazy? 2 accusations. Bro. Anyway, we do ought to call it a day because it is midnight. And well, I truly hope that you guys enjoyed your time with me today at the Deep Blue. Thank you for coming over to the Deep Blue, and thank you for being here, Tidelings, and thank you to whoever is new to the Deep Blue. Let me reintroduce myself. I am Noira, the sea fox who sells escapism and daydreams, and the people at the Deep Blue who are regulars of the Deep Blue are called Tidelings. So if you'd ever want to join the army of Tidelings, you can. You can go on my Discord, !Discord, or in the description below if you're on YouTube. You can hang out with other Tidelings. And that's also where you can get notifications for my content, like my streams and my uploads and stuff like that. Up to you, what you want. And also, if you guys want to read up more about me, you can find me on my site, noira.me, or !site. And yes, remember guys, we are not a cult. The best way I would describe myself for you guys who are new is that I am pretty much like a slice of life VTuber. I talk a lot about life in general. And I try to give all the good vibes and aesthetics. Right, so yeah, slice of life is probably the genre I'd go for. No, not a cult, not a cult. But yeah, I truly hope you guys enjoyed your time here, no matter how short. I stream 3 times a week, every Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. At the same time, always, I'm a pretty consistent bitch of a sea fox. That's at 10 p.m. if you're in Southeast Asia. That's at about 7 a.m. or 9 a.m. if you're on the west side or east side. Did I get it switched around? West, east? Yeah, I think it's correct. I don't know. Basically, if you're in the US, it's one of those times. If you're in the EU, that's at around 3 or 4 p.m. I get time zones fucked up, guys. If you want the exact time zones, it's on my site at noira.me, okay? But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the stream and had a good time. We talked about a lot and I really appreciate it. You guys are such an easy crowd and you guys always bring good vibes, and I truly appreciate that. It's like the best, it's literally the best thing a streamer could ask for, right? Anyway, let's call it, guys. Let me find someone to raid. Who shall we raid today? Dareka. Thanks for streaming. No, thanks for you guys for being here. Thanks for being such a good bunch of Tidelings. You joined a bit too late? Don't worry, the VODs are always there. You could always rewatch them right after I'm done. Who shall we raid? Let us raid. I'm feeling style. Let's raid into style. Style is so cute. Raid style. What is she playing? The Legend of... I don't know. Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky. I don't know what that is, but that's raid style. Style is super cute and comfy, so if you guys are getting cozy in here, Style is probably the perfect person to watch. She's super cute. I love her voice, and I love how cozy she is. Anyway, guys, once again, thank you so much, and I'll catch you guys next week, hey? See you, titlings. Have a good one, and I'll see you guys back at the Deep Blue again. Bye.